So, I know it might not seem like it from my face and tone of voice, but I'm extremely excited for this session. I was taking a look, see how long it's been since the last time we were in Iron Fang Invasion. Any guesses onto how many days it's been since the session 21?
I looked at the month and day, but I don't know the number of days.
90 days? It's been 3 months? 4 months?
I'm gonna say
Okay, we've got a 90.
a 100.
Okay, 90, 100,
97.
Wow.
97.
Wow.
Yes. I'm not telling you. You gotta guess.
Don't cheat. Cheating. Wow.
Okay.
Cheating.
Which is? Yeah. Okay. So we've got we've got a 90, a 91, a 97, and a 100. So the last session that we streamed, I looked up on YouTube. It was February 9th, which was 14 weeks ago, if I counted correctly, which would be 98 days.
I was close. I
Nice.
knew it was. Wait, you said
Closer
it was
than me.
February 8th?
February 9th. Sorry.
Okay, I had
Did say
February
8th? I meant
6th in my head, so that's why I was closer. The
Yeah.
funny thing is, though, I just watched that again in preparation for today, and it kind of hurt me because at the end we were like, "Oh, should we do this combat?" We're like, "No, it's already pretty late. We'll wait and do it." And then we're like, "All right, we'll get to this next week."
And we never
Weeks
did.
later.
98 days later.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, I have a whole thing written up for a summary of book one because it's been a while, so I figured a pretty inclusive summary was due. So I think we'll just go straight into it. So our adventure began with the invasion of a small town called Phaendar. Our four heroes, Elwood, Nyari, Orin, and Theros, fought through the streets to gather as many townsfolk as possible. However, in order for them to successfully escape into the nearby Fangwood forest, Elwood stayed behind and sacrificed himself to buy time. The next day, the survivors met a local hunter named Aaidan, who readily agreed to give aid, and the next 2 weeks in the Fangwood saw our heroes struggle to survive, despite numerous harrowing events, both the Iron Fang Legion and with native denizens of the Fangwood. They discovered and cleared a troglodyte cave system to use as a shelter, and it was during this time they rescued a second group of survivors, which included future companions Ulrich and Frampton. Not long after clearing the caves, however, the heroes had to set out once more to confront a nearby hobgoblin hunting camp, searching for them specifically. They drew out the camp's commander, Sergeant Scarvinius, and while they did manage to defeat him, Theros' lifelong animal companion Volus died at his hand. Theros returned to the caves, and Ulrich rushed out to assist the others as they finally dismantled the rest of the camp. Despite earning their first real moment of peace in half a month, our heroes were crestfallen. The stress of surviving had only grown, and one by one the group fell apart. Orin had a heated dispute with Kaining, Li Fang, and Nyari over the use of the forge, which eventually led to blows. He left behind his book of grudges and ventured down into the Darklands, naked and alone. Theros embarked on a journey to the hidden druidic community of Crystalhurst to find his grandfather, with the hope that Volus could be resurrected. and he was soon followed by both his parents, Jin Varric and Arya Theros. Heated from her dispute with Orin, Nyari gathered her belongings and headed west with her friend Illica. And finally, Ulrit received a message from his cousin informing him of some family trouble that he hesitantly had to return to find out what happened. That is a bit of a retcon, as I think most of us are aware, since Andrew left. That is how we are justifying Ulrit's departure as well. This mass exodus would have left Aaidan and Frampton to lead the survivors alone, but they soon encountered a young man in the forest nearby named Kieran, who returned to the caves and offered his assistance for the time being. And the next few days were quiet as these survivors regrouped and began to fortify the caves as much as they could, until our heroes, once more at the request of Oberyn the Green, set out to locate the Chernisardo Rangers, hoping to find allies. And that is what leads us into Book 2. And going off of that, I have a little bit of a cinematic that I've written up here that I think will bring us directly into the scene that we're about to jump into for this ambush that we left off on. So, a flaming bonfire illuminates a spacious open courtyard hemmed in by thick stone walls. The sounds of crackling logs and the din of raucous celebration fill the area. Smells of blood and sweat mix with those of cooking meat, smoke, and alcohol. Several men clad in dirty chainmail sit around the bonfire, some holding large mugs and others waving half-eaten legs of meat. I tell ya, them rangers are no joke. Whenever you think you're facing 10, you'll find 100. When you think you've got the high ground, they strike from the skies. If you attack with the delusion that you've got the advantage, you'll find an arrow in your neck before you even know what happened. Hearing you speak, you'd think that we're fighting a heavenly host rather than rabble hiding in treehouses. The soldier takes a long swig from his mug, his face already a bit flushed in the glow of the bonfire. Oi, Arxon. You're the only one to survive the attack. You know more than anyone that we're not what we're up against. Ain't no heavenly host, right? Tell me he's full of it. Through the flames of the bonfire, we see a hunched figure. Arxon Telemore. His distant gaze staring over the past the embers, blood still staining his face, and the light in his eyes replaying a single scene over and over. An arrow flies through the sky in slow motion, finds purchase in the throat of a man, who then falls to the ground in a heap. He makes no response to his fellows' calling. Leave him be. He's still in shock by the looks of it, the first soldier says, mouth full of rabbit. Doubt he'll last much longer. I've known more than a few soldiers who came back from fights with rangers that never seemed the same afterwards. They may be rabble, like you said, but they can put the fear of a rastal in you, I'll tell you that. A third soldier swats at the bugs swarming around him. Heard a few troops from Grodin's battalion deserted couple weeks back after encountering a ranger patrol. They found them dead a few days later, stripped of their armor and weapons, just left to feed the beasts of the forest. Them tree climbers were kinder than I'd have been, but them bodies serve as a reminder to us all. Retreat ain't an option. The scene in Arxon's eyes replays again and again as the soldiers speak. The arrow flies, strikes, and the body collapses. Flies, strikes, collapses. After a dozen iterations, the scene abruptly changes. The arrow no longer flies through the open air of the Nesmian plains, but through a thick forest. It no longer embeds into the throat of a soldier at Arxon's back, but darts towards an unsuspecting trio of adventurers, ambushed not by Chernisardo Rangers, but by hobgoblin scouts from the Iron Fang Legion. And with that, I will move us to the map.
Da-da!
So, can everyone see the map now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
Should
I...
make a-
Unknown?
We should make a TV series.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'd be nice.
Are you
It'd be
funding
nice.
Yeah. As soon as I secure funding, I think I have a rich uncle somewhere.
So, I listened back to the last episode as well to make sure that everything was accurate. And I have the initiative already in place. We had perception checks rolled, and I rolled stealth checks for all of the scouts here. And there will be a surprise round. And in the surprise round, Frampton will be acting, but no one else.
Ah,
Oh.
you said I could.
I remember, I looked back, you rolled an 18. I don't remember why I said that you would have been acting, but the minimum stealth roll that they had was 19.
Ah! Oh, because I got the goblin thing. I get the +4 because of favorite.
Was that
enemy.
included in your roll or no?
While you're looking that up, let me just mention this great background music provided by Syrinscape, which I hope to be able to utilize a lot more now that I'm not GMing and running the music.
The chat log is gone. I'd have to check the video.
I'm gonna
So-
say it's just Frampton acting in the surprise
No,
round for this.
I think it. Okay, whatever.
We'll resolve it quick. He's just gonna move up there, and then that'll be.
Okay, well, luckily, Frampton is the first to act. So, in the surprise round, he will take a move action to move up adjacent to one of these scouts. Next up in the surprise round, it is the red scout's turn.
Ah, nuts.
You are now standing directly next to him. He has his bow drawn. So, does he want to
Provoke.
Well, given that it's a surprise round and he doesn't have a whole lot of action economy here, he is going to 5-foot step back and take one shot at Frampton. Frampton is not flat-footed, so this guy will not be getting any sneak attack or anything off. That is a 17 against your regular AC.
No, sir.
Okay. Maybe a bit surprised at the fast action of Frampton. This guy steps back and tries to shoot off an arrow, but he is unsuccessful. He misses. It goes wide. After that, it is this guy's turn over here. He weaves his hands and chants some words as he casts a spell. That is his turn. After that, it is Blue is not going to act because you all knew he was there, so I'm not going to give him an action. So the final person in the surprise round to act is Green, who's going to kind of step around the corner here and take one shot at the flat-footed Kieran.
This will surely miss.
This is how I die.
And she's dead.
It's only
He's dead,
an 11 to hit flat-footed AC.
Ooh, no, that does not hit.
Okay. Yeah, pretty bad roll. So that is the surprise round. However, I want all three of you to roll perception checks.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Frampton got a 17, Kieran got a 16, Aaidan
Sorry, I'm
hasn't.
coming. I was being a terrible person. I was checking the video.
Yeah.
God.
See, the thing about sorcerers is
I get it. I get it. I get it.
At
Y'all are
least they
funny.
roll their skills.
4 higher
Okay.
for goblins, 2 higher for magical beast.
Okay, so all three of you see in the distance on the other side of this clearing, a figure stands up that was prone. And I will move it to the token layer there. It is 30 or 40 feet to the north of where you guys, of where the blue guy is. You see a figure, he's a bit too far off to get a lot of precise details, but a figure stands up in the distance, armed with probably a bow.
Can we
How
blow
about
that
Brandon?
image up?
Describe this guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
So-
blow this up as Brandon describes him.
You see a somewhat shorter, mildly fluffy, middle-aged man who's got just a big grin on his face, just like that. Not without the squirrel, no squirrel, as much as I would like it. Yeah. That's about it.
Edward James almost?
That's about it, he says. Yep, that's
That's
about it.
about it. Yeah, I mean, that's all you'll see for now.
Yep, that's all you see for now. And that ends the surprise round. We are now in round 1 of this combat. First up is Kieran.
Okay. Kieran is going to cast a spell. He is going to cast Mirror Image.
Ooh,
Okay.
very nice.
Perfect.
So, Mirror Image, and I will roll my 1d4 plus 1.
1d4 images.
So, 4 images plus myself. So,
Okay.
a total of 5.
Roll.
Okay, so there are now 5 Kierans in that space.
Yep, and then he will yell out to the others and say, "We probably shouldn't get separated." And he will move. 'Cause he can't solo by himself, so he's going to move up to try to stick together as a group.
Okay.
My
Next
screen,
up,
somehow this fellow got back in his original square.
yes.
There we
Put
go.
him back to where he should be. Frampton, it is your turn.
I will run away.
Okay.
Classic.
Frampton,
Yeah.
full withdrawals.
Apparently nothing's changed since I started with this group.
Yep.
I'm getting
I'm getting out of here. Does he dagger fly?
Yeah. Let's make a chance to hit on that. Oh, that's not bad. +8. Okay. 5-foot step up, and I will stab at Red with my rapier.
Okay, making 1 attack or 2?
Okay, so run it by me again. The 2-weapon fighting. How
So
does that work?
if you attack with a single weapon, you
Yeah.
attack at your full bonus, but you only get the 1 attack.
Okay.
If you decide to do 2-weapon fighting, you can make 1 attack with your main hand and an attack with your offhand, but both attacks take a -2 penalty.
Okay. So actually, I'll do the 2-weapon fighting then.
Okay.
And I don't have it programmed yet. I will after my attack here. I'll program that in.
Okay.
So it'll be -2 to this.
Okay, so 15 to hit against Red. He is not flat-footed. That will miss.
And minus, was it 4 or 6 to
2.
this next one?
You have 2
Just
weapon
-2.
fighting.
Your offhand weapon is a light weapon, and you have the feat,
Oh.
so it's just a 2. Okay.
21.
21 will definitely hit, dealing 1 point of damage.
That damage,
Minimum.
that damage is not calculated correctly.
Yeah, why'd it roll just a 1?
It should
That's
roll
really minimum there, dude.
No, 1d4.
No, that's correct.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's correct.
plus.
Is it-
1d4 plus.
Oh, you don't have
nothing.
any strength.
That's correct, yeah.
Ooh, okay, I
Yeah,
understand.
he's looking pretty rough. He's on his last legs.
Yeah, that
These
really
guys only
did it
had-
to him.
Yep, they only had 2 hit points.
Yeah.
No.
Question.
Yes.
Why is he able to... So, the damage for his rapier has dex?
Yes, because of his
Yes.
finesse training.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you have to pick just one type
Yes,
of
he
weapon for
chooses
Yes.
a weapon. As he levels up, he'll be able to choose more.
that? Gotcha,
But
okay.
for now, he just has the one type of weapon that he can do that
You're
with.
slightly
so.
there's other feats too that let you do it for all types of weapons in the game, so that's another added confusion.
And I actually did already have that programmed. I just didn't have it selected for 2-weapon fighting. So I have it in my conditions
Oh.
and buffs already. I just didn't have it selected.
There you go.
So, awesome. Cool. And that's my turn.
Yep. After Frampton, it goes back to Red. Red is realizing that he's going to have to be in melee, so he's actually going to step back again, drop his bow as a free action, pull out a potion, and drink it.
Oh.
Got real scared by that 1 damage.
Yeah, he did.
And
Got him on the ropes.
let me modify his... Okay, yep. Looks like he's been modified. So that was move action, standard action. That's his turn.
He ain't got
Next
no
up.
weapons.
That is correct. Next up, it is this guy over here. He is going to step just out, a step up there maybe. And he is going to make an attack against Aaidan, I think. This is with his bow. He already cast that spell. Yada, yada, yada. I think I have everything in there. So, one attack against Aaidan. Funny thing about this guy, he's also a ranger.
I thought you were going to say sorcerer.
No.
He does look kind of ranger-ish, yeah, with the bow and stuff.
Yeah.
So, taking his favored enemy human into account,
Oh, that's not great.
that's going to be a 15 on the die for a 27, I think, to hit.
Nope.
You
Wow!
just gotta be confident. in your-
Aiden's AC is phenomenal for this level.
Right?
he's actually a tower shield specialist. You didn't know that,
Yeah.
but
I was also fighting
So-
defensively.
So that will hit, I'm pretty sure. To
You-
deal,
You can think
Ooh.
that.
it's a 7 on the damage die for 12 points of damage. That's his turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Next it is Blue. Blue actually gets to act now. He did not act in the surprise round. Blue does not realize that there's somebody behind him, so he is going to take a shot at Frampton, the closest guy. So
Yes.
let's make one attack with his longbow. It's a 14 to hit.
Nope.
So that's going to miss. He is then going to move a little bit further away just to maintain distance. That'll be his turn. And now Aaidan.
Do you have distance calculated correctly on this map? That's 30.
Yes,
Okay.
it is accurately calculating the diagonals.
He is going to respond in kind, 5-foot step, rapid shot into that guy with the bow. I don't think he
Okay.
needs to because I'm pretty sure he had it out anyway, but if not, quick draw for the bow.
Okay, yeah. Free
Uh,
action to draw it, that's fine.
Yeah. And I think
Full
I,
round action to make 2 attacks at a -2.
Yep, I have rapid shot, favored terrain, favored enemy, goblin. Nothing else.
Yep,
I
these
think-
are all hobgoblins.
Yep, I think nothing else should be in there. I'm not firing into combat or anything.
Yep, rapid shot and favorite enemy are the only things I think that will be modifying this roll.
And rapid shot should be marked off already. So here they come. Bada bing, bada boom.
So, 23 to hit and 22 to hit. Both of those will hit
Nice.
for 16 and 12 damage. Yikes.
Not bad on the die rolls.
No, not at all.
And then another 12. Okay. 2 arrows land deep into this guy's torso. He's still up, but he took some hits there. So that is Aiden's full turn. It is now over to Green. Green's gonna step out here. He's gonna... I think he's probably gonna focus on the same guy he attacked before. He's not gonna... He doesn't have a reason to switch focus yet. So this will be one attack against Kieran. Not flat-footed anymore. That is a 17 to hit.
that hits.
Okay, and you had 5 images, you say?
Yeah, so roll a d5, and then whatever number you pick to be me is.
I will roll a d10, and if he rolls a 1 or a 2, he'll hit you.
Okay.
I rolled an 8. So one of your
So-
images poofs out of existence.
That's cool.
And that was his turn. Brandon, your character's first action in initiative. What would you like to do?
Probably lay back down and play dead.
Okay. Yep. Roll a bluff check.
That's fair enough.
So, ooh, I can pass that. So I guess maybe a stupid question, but because my character is completely language dependent, I know what languages hobgoblins speak. Like I know it's either common or goblin, or I can.
You would know,
Monster
generally
want.
speaking, most goblinoid races either speak goblin or common. Those are the most likely ones.
Okay. So I will just checking
Before you roll,
spell.
you should know new characters always roll nat
Here.
ones on this podcast.
Yeah.
Just how it goes.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to be the one doing a roll.
As Sarah describes her super cool weapon that she pulls out, and then nat 1.
Look at
I
that!
like
A bit of a
glaive.
debuffer. Is that what we
Ooh,
have
a
going on? Here?
glaive. That's so cool.
So-
a glaive. No.
Biff. And I even said, I was like, I'm so afraid to roll because I don't want to biff it. And then I did.
Exactly what you did.
Oh.
Probably a bad idea. All right, so I'll step out over here, and I'll look at Blue, and I will cast Suggestion on him.
Okay. What do you
Roll a
say?
will save to
What do
negate.
you suggest?
So that's where I was found dead, correct, or left?
Yes, that pile is where you and your two companions were dumped.
Okay. So I stand up around the corner and I see this guy and, hey there, Mr. Hobgoblin. You might want to check to see if my other comrades are also dead, because I'm still alive, and you don't want them joining the fray, do ya?
Okay. And this is a will save?
Yep.
Okay. I don't think these guys have very good will saves.
Brandon, I'm so happy!
It's not. Well, it's their lowest save. It's not a negative or anything. Yeah. That's a 7.
Oh, that'll fail.
yeah.
Was the DC 7?
Oh, I think it
was
was.
16.
Okay.
So can I tell that it works?
So you yell that out and you cast the spell and you see his head kind of flick in your direction and he immediately says, "Oh, that's a real good idea. I should do that right now." And
It just is, free action. I'll just kind of look and be like, yeah, take your time. You want to be very thorough with this, and there was at least 3 more of them over there.
yeah, clearly we didn't do a good job. I should double check that.
And that's my turn.
They're
Okay.
so reasonable. They're so reasonable. Yeah, I should probably go check that out.
You
Yeah,
know what?
you're right.
You know what? I'm sorry. I must have missed it. We're killing so many bodies these days. You forget which ones are alive. You forget which ones are dead. You accidentally mix them up, and before you know it, Scarvidius is coming over. Hey, why did you kill them? And it's my neck on the line.
Okay, so Jessup cast that spell, and you all see the blue hobgoblin over there. Looks like he's starting to turn in that direction. He hasn't moved yet. It's not his turn, but he's making a
Awesome.
directional change.
Oh, I was gonna keep my name hidden until I said it. Spoilers. The funny thing about Jessup's name.
The funny thing about Jessup.
So, top of round 2, we are back to Kieran.
Oh, okay. All right. Kieran's looking around. He sees Aaidan get hit. Right? You got hit by this guy for pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
He
All
got
right. This
hit
guy,
once, yep.
he knows he's a threat, but he kind of wants to try to direct all the damage onto one and whittle them down one by one. So he's going to, at this guy, he's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast Magic Missile,
Okay.
Very nice.
and it will do
Misses.
12 points of force damage to him.
Ooh!
Yeah, you're at the 3d4 range. Those were nice
3d4
rolls.
Plus 3. Yeah, it was not too bad.
12.
And then he
Okay,
will,
he's still up.
He will move up. So are these rocks here? Are these on like these squares? Like these 3
They
squares
would
are...
effectively be difficult terrain. You can move on to them if you would like.
I don't think I need to. I want to... I think I want to move to be here. And then pulling
Alright.
something out of the haversack is a move
It is
action?
a move action that does
Okay.
not provoke attacks of opportunity.
But you can't do it as part of a move, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. That will be my turn.
Okay. Aaidan rolled knowledge religion. Doesn't look like he's very religious.
No religious affiliation, no symbols.
Nope. Not clearly evident.
Okay.
Oh, real quick, Kieran's gonna say as he runs up next to Frampton, he's gonna be like, I've got something that I think I can't get into this voice yet. It'll take some time. I've got something that might be useful for you. He's like breathless as he just sprinted up here.
He
Yeah.
holds out a piece of chocolate.
I do gotta say, it's gonna. I'm really nervous about the first time Aaidan says something because I want to get that voice sound right. But
I've been speaking in this voice, but like certain words just don't come out very well.
yeah.
You know, your character's so young, though. I really wish and want you to play that voice where occasionally it crackles like you're finally hitting puberty.
He's 18, not 14. He's not 12. All right, he's a man. Come on.
Oh no, no, we're men. You're a boy.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so Frampton, you're up. This guy has no weapons currently, but you do see at his side he has a long sword. It's just not been drawn yet.
It's just not been drawn. Okay. Way to put me in a tough spot, Sarah. Because now Frampton's like, well, what does this one have?
I'm sorry, I don't have enough actions in my action economy to do it all in one turn. I'm getting there.
I'll just 5-foot step up.
Okay.
And let me select my 2-weapon fighting. Boop. And rapier.
Oof. Natural 2.
And masterwork. Oof.
Another natural
Oof.
2.
My goodness.
Okay, back-to-back natural 2s are not gonna cut it, unfortunately. And it's now this guy's turn. He kind of grins and laughs at you as both of your strikes go wide and he just barely has to move. He will move action draw out his longsword and take one swing at you. To go to him specifically, because his stats are now different than the others because of his potion.
Have at thee.
So one swing at Frampton. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll. 23.
That hits.
Okay. With his longsword, he cuts across your chest, dealing 6 points of damage.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
Minimum damage. Because he sucks.
Could have been worse.
And unfortunately, they're not getting any of their sneak attack anymore. Their ambush started out pretty rubbish. Next up, it is this guy's turn over here.
Yikes.
He's been shot twice, and he's kind of staggered back a little bit, not expecting such a powerful response so quick.
It's 12 points
So
for magic
he-
missile too, so maybe he could hit Kieran.
He's going to drop his longbow and charge at Aaidan, pulling out 2 sickles as he does.
Ooh, that's cool.
So he charges forth. He will only get the 1 attack, but this will have a bonus from charge and favorite enemy. Not a great roll, though.
And his AC is
That
lower.
is a... Oof, I don't know if that's going to hit. That's only a 19 to hit.
No, that literally just misses, buddy.
Yeah, he rolled a
Nice.
natural 5. Make sure I added that correctly, because charging brings it up to... And then favorite enemy, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't got anything else that would make it go up by 1, so that is unfortunately going to be a miss. It is now Blue's turn. Blue is very concerned that one of their previous kills is still alive. So he immediately rushes over here.
Oh, no, I told him to take his time.
Well, yeah, but he's very worried. So he rushes over there and he starts looking over these bodies, and he starts, like, puts his finger to the neck of one, and he starts waiting, counting the pulse. And then he realizes he doesn't know how to count, and he's like, oh, that's not working. So he just spends the rest of his turn inspecting that body. Let's just roll a heal check for him. Does he have the heal skill? Let me
Sure
take a
he
look at
does.
this guy.
Sure, it's +5.
I'm sure he's got like
He's
searching
a-
rules for any reason.
No, it's not marked on it, so it's just his +1 wisdom. That was a really good roll, 16. So he notices that the first body is actually dead. There's still another one he has to check, though. So that's his turn. Aaidan, it is back to you. You have been charged at by this guy who has 2 sickles in hand. He is closed into melee with you. What are you going to do?
I think I have a distinct disadvantage in melee, but I'm not sure Aaidan has that thought. So he's going to go ahead and use the quick stow feat to go ahead and put the bow away, and quick draw feat to quickly pull out his +1 short sword and swing down with 2 hands. 2-handed power attack against his favorite enemy, favorite terrain, with the short sword. 28 to hit for 22.
Hey. 28 will hit as Aaidan swaps weapons with masterful and practiced speed. And how do you want to kill this guy?
Oh, yay. His coat of many weapons!
He had 7 hit points left, so you brought him to minus 15, which is technically not enough to instantly kill him because he has 16 con, but close enough.
Sure. So the way I see it, he immediately, like, when he comes in, because he missed on the first attack, so he sidestepped him. He knows he's against a lowered AC. I feel like the way he did it kind of like parries him out, and then he just quickly switches, slicing through with a 5-foot step that way in the process. Kind of like slicing his midsection right open and disemboweling him.
Okay. So, that is Aaidan's turn. The hobgoblin lieutenant could not match the damage output there, unfortunately. Next up it is Green. Green sees that his ally there has gone down, so he is now going to switch his target to Aaidan. He is going to make 1 attack against Aaidan with his longbow. It's a 10 to hit. That's not going to do it. He is then going to free action drop his bow and move action pull out a potion. And that'll be the rest of his turn. Actually, he'll 5-foot step back here, I guess. That'll be his turn. Bottom of the round, we are back to Jessup.
Keep looking there, buddy. There's at least 3 of them. And, he will move. Let's see. Does that move 30? Hope so.
Should be.
That's what I was hoping. Alright, so we're gonna get away from this guy, because once he realizes, we're just super pissed. So I will run up, and I will take a shot at red with my bow. I'm going to... can't remember, swift action? Yeah, swift action, arcane strike.
Yep.
But I will get firing into melee. Where's that debuff?
Correct. So you do not have precise shot.
I do not.
Okay.
Is it firing into melee, or what's the debuff? Okay.
It's a -4. I don't know if you've programmed it in as something specific.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a regular condition. I didn't. All right, just take -4 to whatever this is. I'm not expecting to hit, but... No, not expecting to hit. The warning shot, though.
Okay. A 10 -4 will miss. It goes over his head. You're kind of compensating a little bit, and your muscles are aching a little bit because you have basically been playing dead for a long time. So the sudden movement is taking you a little bit to warm up here. So you moved, attack,
Don't
swift
actually help
action.
me anymore.
That'll be Jessup's turn. Top of round 3, Kieran.
Okay. Kieran will move action, pull a potion from his bag, and he will hand it. Is that another action to hand it to somebody?
Forces it down Frampton's throat.
I'm just gonna hand it.
Okay.
Is that another action to hand it off?
I would say it's a move action to give somebody else an item, and then I'll let them receive it as a free action until I look it up later and find that there's a different ruling.
Okay. So he will use his full turn to hand off this potion to Frampton, and he will say, if you drink this right now, this might help you get some attacks in. Essentially, it will make you go invisible.
Oh.
Okay.
But as soon as
So-
you hit, it's going to make you visible again, so choose your attack carefully. He says this all in 6 seconds.
She explains right in front of the hobgoblin that he's about to move around in it.
Say it quietly, okay?
Frampton's about to go invisible.
Actually, would you let me free action cast message? And then I could say it in his mind. Actually, no, I still have to speak that. Never mind.
So, Kieran spends his whole turn giving a potion to Frampton and then saying 10 seconds worth of words in 6 seconds.
As a
one of his
standard
feats.
action.
Yep, one of
The
his
thing about
feats.
sorcerers is they
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
As a free action,
Guys,
you can
let
take
it
2 actions
die!
worth of words.
And then he's going to... Trying to decide if I want a 5-foot step anywhere. I'll 5-foot step here.
Okay. Frampton, it is your turn. You have a potion, actually, that does complicate it because you technically don't have a hand free.
Oh.
But she can
Like
use the.
B from Naruto, he's got it in his
I would
elbow.
allow you, if you so choose, I would allow you to drop your dagger and grab the potion.
Well, to be fair though, didn't she use a full round action? It's the same as shoving a potion down an unconscious
I had to
person.
grab it out of my bag.
No,
first,
because she would have
though.
had to pull it out. So if she wanted to give it to him, like make him drink it, she wouldn't have the
Yeah.
action.
I can do that. Like, if you'd
but-
rather me feed it to you on the next turn.
But if he would like to drop his dagger and have the potion, then I would allow that as just free action drop, free action grab.
Oh yeah,
We'll do that. Yep.
Okay.
that seems reasonable.
So you have a rapier and you have the potion in your hand. Drinking it in melee will provoke.
Not a 5-foot step back.
But then you won't be able to use. Well, that's
Okay.
true. That's the next turn.
So
That works.
you 5-foot step back. Do you drink the potion or do you throw it on the ground, shattering it?
Why would I throw it on the ground, shattering it?
Out of spite for having to drop
Yeah.
your dagger.
So I thought that immediately, and I was like, Sarah, that's real kind of you, but who's he gonna attack as soon as Frampton drinks that? Like,
Three Kieran who are keeping me company, so we'll see how it
that's
goes.
true. That's fair. So yeah, then Frampton will drink the potion of invisibility.
Okay. And I would also rule that since you still have a standard action, you could pick up your other dagger if you wanted, since it would be adjacent to your current space.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that then.
I believe that is all above board.
Yep.
Drop it, drink it, pick it back up.
It's a little awkward, but yes, it's technically all above board.
So I think that will last you for
3 minutes
3
should.
minutes. But
But as soon as you attack, it goes away.
it'd be really funny if he just left.
You can do it.
He's invisible and he just goes.
Just pieces out.
You can do it.
I'm out.
You can do it. And that was the last we ever saw of Frampton.
It is now Red's turn, and he now only sees one target. He's a bit shaken up by the disappearance of the other guy, but he is going to fall back in his training and he's going to attack whoever he can. So he's going to step up and he's going to make one attack in melee with his longsword against Kieran. That's going to be natural 2. It's going to be a 9 to hit.
That's not gonna hit.
It's not
Got
even
real
5.
lucky.
It's not even 5 away.
Ooh. So I keep my other Kierans with me.
Yep. So he is a bit shaken up by all this. He sees a bunch of you and the guy disappears and he's not able to focus on his swing. Next up it is Blue because the lieutenant is dead. Blue is going to step over here to the other body. There are 2 dead bodies up there. He's going to step over to that one and roll a heal check. Natural 8 with his +1 bonus. Not even going to get a 10, so he's struggling to really conclusively determine that this one is dead. He's
Why would
not
he just
sure.
stab him?
He hasn't thought of that yet. He's not too bright. He's got an intelligence of 10 average.
Well, that's good.
Wow, that's pretty bad for an average
His,
person.
his first thought
Here, we
thought
discussed
was
my
to,
intelligence is at least 10, and
he didn't want to dirty his weapon
Yeah.
if he didn't have to.
Oh,
They're
of course.
very, hobgoblins are notorious clean freaks.
Well, no, he
Everybody
still has
knows
his
that.
bow out. He still has his bow out. So, like, he's like, I don't even
Right,
have my
yeah.
sword out.
Yeah,
so,
he
like,
stabs it with his bow. Doesn't do anything
Yeah.
now. No.
Well, he hasn't thought of that yet. He
Yeah.
says.
So that's his turn. He's still checking on that body. Aaidan, it's back to you.
Hey, you gonna let me drive a charge here? Charge?
I will allow it if you ask really nicely.
please. May I charge?
Okay, sure.
In a straight line. Thank you. May I adhere to the rule of the game? Thank you. So that's what he'll do. He'll go ahead and charge. Power attack, 2 hands with the short sword he previously just got. Favorite enemy, favorite terrain. Charge. I gotta hit charge. -2 to AC. I don't think there's anything else to have to worry about, except that hopefully I can kill him with a critical. No.
Okay, 20 to hit will hit. 21 points of damage.
And
Okay.
I make him drop the potion, bam, it out of his hands. Yeah, no, I know.
I think he already drank the potion. No, he grabbed the potion. He's not
grabbed-
drank it yet.
He grabbed it.
Okay. Yep.
I thought about a disarm, but I decided not to.
21 will hit green. He's still up.
20 will hit, you mean?
Yeah, 20 will hit for 21 damage. Yeah, he is still up.
With yet
That
a
is-
different weapon.
Yeah, that is Aaidan's turn. It is now Green's turn. Seeing that he can't really afford another round to waste, he's just gonna, unfortunately, have to drop the potion. He's just gonna chuck it at the rock and angrily curse as it shatters
He doesn't.
ineffectually.
Oh, curse you!
And then he is going to move action, draw out his longsword, because I don't think he had that, and make one attack. Without his bonus, unfortunately.
Stowing provokes and drinking would have provoked, but you avoided both.
Yep.
Okay.
So, what?
Real quick,
What?
because this might be important, and I could be wrong about this. Is a short sword a light weapon?
Yes.
Oh, is
Then
that?
he doesn't get two-handed strength,
Oh, is that the case?
right? Yeah, it says melee attacks with a light weapon if it's used in the primary hand, or half if it's
I'm
used in
not
the
sure
offhand.
if-
Using 2 hands to wield a light weapon gives no advantage on damage. The strength bonus applies as though the weapon were held in the wielder's
I don't-
primary hand only.
Oh, they are light weapons.
Hmm.
So that would be how much less damage?
Well, we can do less damage, or we can say he got the great sword instead, which would have been 1 less to hit on each of those. So
Let's say less damage.
okay.
Does he still curse and throw the potion?
I'm gonna penalize you for choosing the short sword and doing it wrong.
They just go down by 2.
Okay. So the other guy is only at -13. But he failed both of those constitutions, so he's actually not yet dead. He's just back to -15, I think. And Green is now at not going to make a difference, but
I thought you were gonna say it. I was hoping you'd say it.
no. Okay. So, did I roll the attack yet?
No.
No, because you interrupted me. Okay.
Sorry,
So,
I'm sorry.
No, you're
shoot. Good.
so
good
his
catch.
one longsword attack against the lowered AC of Aaidan. Probably not going to make a difference. That is only a 14.
No, sir.
It's going to miss. He is going to... What's his acrobatics? You know what? No, he's not going to do that stupid. He's going to 5-foot step back here around the corner, and that's it for Green.
He also couldn't
Back up
move.
to Jessup. Correct, yes. Back up to Jessup.
Okay, well, I am going to try to shoot him again.
Okay.
And it was super successful last time, so swift action, arcane strike. So throw arcane strike and fire.
Still firing into
Okay.
melee.
Yep. Oh, what an idiot! I had point blank shot. That wouldn't have made a difference last time on 8 and or 6.
It could make a difference now, though.
Oh, that one. Let's see.
Ba-dum. Ooh.
17 to hit. Is that including the -4 this time, or are we lowering this by 4?
Nope, I did. I added it in.
Okay.
Correct.
So the final total is 17?
Should be with everything. It should be 2 from arcane strike, 1 from point blank, but -4 from fire into melee. So it's basically just -1 total with everything.
Okay. That will hit for 5 points of damage against red.
The only thing is, did it add in the damage? Yes, it did. Arcane strike.
It
I'm
did,
sorry, arcane
yes.
strike's damage, not attacking.
Yeah, it looks like it added it added to the damage. Wait, arcane strike.
Yes.
Arcane strike is to the
Your
attack.
arcane strike's
and-
just.
and
I
damage.
thought it was
isn't
just. I thought it was just damage. No, for 1 round, your weapons deal with +1 damage and treat it as
Oh.
magic.
Okay, so,
So that
it's
is
not an
correct.
actual
Wait.
enhancement bonus. Okay.
Yeah, so the +3 is right because it's 2 from arcane, 1 from point blank.
Okay. Does that? So your attack roll wasn't already including that, correct?
No, I have it programmed correctly. It's only
Okay,
+2
okay,
to damage.
So 5 points of damage, though. Not bad. That is.
Oh right, still got it in me, and we'll take a stroll.
Yeah,
get
you
away
can
from the little-
move.
He's just walking like this.
Yeah. Just swinging his arms as he walks.
Have no fear, Jessup's here. I'm done.
Okay. Top of the round, we're back to Kieran. Kieran is now one-on-one with this guy because Frampton is currently invisible. What do you want to do?
Okay, he will. He will 5-foot step here, draw out his glaive. Which actually, no, I have to be.
Correct. You cannot attack in an adjacent square. You have to be.
Sorry, Frampton. I will now draw it out and attack him.
Okay. So you 5-foot step back, draw out your glaive,
Yep.
make your attack roll.
Okay, here it comes.
Oh,
Wasn't
Okay.
a 1. But
That's
it
a
still looks
16. A 16 to hit. Red's AC is exactly 16.
Oh.
That's solid
Alright.
damage.
So that is a hit for 14 points of damage. Not bad damage.
great. Well, it was max damage, so
Yeah, that's
this isn't gonna get.
not bad. He is still up though.
I would feel bad if I gave that potion to Frampton and then killed the guy that.
Oh, he would immediately beeline to the guy, the blue
yeah, I
guy.
figured. Yeah, if it lasts for 3 minutes, you're
Yeah.
pretty much dead.
And Frampton, it is your turn.
Your blade is called
Now-
honor bound. That's cool.
Because of the length of the glaive,
If
Would
you
I
were to
be
move into
here?
the, if you were to move
Yeah.
there, you would be flanking. Yes.
okay.
You still get flanking, even if you're using a reach weapon.
Yep. You just still have to be opposite.
Yep.
So you only get 1 attack, but because you're invisible, we will add 2 to this attack roll, and
2
you will
flanking.
get your sneak attack.
And flanking, yeah, so that's a +4 total.
So yeah, so flanking is a +2, attacking from invisible is a +2, and
But we only get to swing with the rapier, right?
yes, but he is also flat-footed.
So you'll get precision.
Oh.
So you're against his flat-footed AC with a +4 to this roll, and you get your sneak attack if you hit.
Anything but an at 1 should do it. Well,
Wow.
I misjudged
Okay.
your to hit bonus.
Rolled a 2.
Oh, that's
Natural 2.
like your 4th natural 2 on an attack.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have the +4 on top of that?
No.
So 14.
Okay. So it's a natural 2 for a total of 14.
Against flat-footed, should still do it.
His flat-footed AC is 14.
Yeah! What did I tell you? I said I bet you.
Anything but a nat 1.
Anything but a nat 1, and you should be able to do it.
So he takes 6 damage. Now roll your 3d6 sneak attack.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5, 6.
Never
Still rolled a 1.
So the rapier damage didn't kill him, but the sneak attack damage did.
Because you found the vital spot. What does he pierce?
How do you want to kill this guy? He was
I
at
imagine,
11. He's now at -6.
like, the sword just bursts through his chest, and then Frampton, like, reappears from that, you know?
Oh, that's
And
cool.
as he dies, Frampton will whisper in the hobgoblin's ear, "What kind of tea is hard to swallow? Reality." And then that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Frampton tells jokes, by the way.
They get a little.
Okay.
To his victims and all.
Yep, victims and all get a joke.
It actually wasn't the rapier or sneak attack that killed him. It was that joke.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
you
just gave
Isn't that
all.
like
you spontaneously, as an immediate
If you think that one
action,
was bad, I have a whole list already made of jokes for
has
Frampton.
hideous laughter, and he takes
That's
1d6 damage.
Right
Okay.
that out.
Frampton is now visible, and he has made his turn. Red is dead. Lieutenant is dead. Blue is not dead, but he is still searching that last body.
Suggestion CC power OP.
He was unable to immediately discern if the person was dead, and so he has an epiphany. He's like, "What if he's not dead? I can just kill him now." So he will pull out his longsword and he will stab at the body, dealing pretty decent damage. He slices into the body, severing an artery in the neck, and he nods to himself. He looks up and he shouts over to Jessup. He's like, "I think I got him this time." And then immediately the suggestion fades, and you see a scowl of supreme anger go over his face as he realizes what has happened.
There's not 2 dead bodies to check?
He checked the first one and he succeeded on his heal check,
I
and the
see.
second one he just decided to kill. That'll be his turn though. He'll have to move to get back into melee now. Aaidan, it is your turn. You're up against green here, but you're only a 5-foot step away. But you can withdraw if you want.
Nah, I'm good. We'll 5-foot step, and well, while we're back here, just to clean up the mess I made on accident, we'll. Well, actually, how much of a difference does it really make? The 2-handed versus regular. It
Said it was only 2
I-
points.
Yeah, it's not
It's not big.
it doesn't even really matter. It's the extra D6 from the greatsword that's nice, but I'm gonna pass on it. Try to just secure a hit. 5-foot step in, power attack, favorite enemy, short sword, no longer charging. So he
Your
gets
favorite enemy is a short sword?
yes. So he gets his regular AC back. I know what I said, Sarah. His favorite enemy.
These guys are not wielding short swords.
Curses. So I'll have to take that off. And here comes his attack. 20.
A 20 to hit, and is this accurate 20 damage?
Accurate 20 damage.
Okay.
Still say strength 2-handed.
No, it doesn't. Where does it say that?
Like if you hover over the 20, it says 1d6 plus 6 and then strength 2-handed.
Yes, you're adding your 2-handed strength to the weapon as well.
I see. So
That's
it goes.
a nice tactic, Josh. Be like, "Oh yeah, you got me. I took it
No,
off."
I took power attack.
You think
off.
suggestion's crazy? 2-handed short sword for the win.
I
You're really not doing yourself any favors here, Josh.
I see what the case is. So
Okay.
I had it in the damage, not just the power attack wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the case.
So I'll give him another 2 hit points back, and you only deal 18 damage.
Yes.
But he had 14, so you still put him under.
I'm sorry. It's a new character. I'm coming back.
It's not a
No,
new character.
I am a new character.
Probably should have been an additional 2 on the other one because you only took power attack 2-handed off the other one, and it should have been an additional 2-handed strength.
You mean the lieutenant?
No, the first hit on this guy when we discovered.
Yeah, that's what I did. I gave him 2 hit points
he got
back
it.
again.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
did
see, I
it
gotcha.
again.
It didn't matter, so I just wanted to say that I did it, but it didn't change anything.
Mhm.
So how do you want to kill this one?
So this one, as he realizes that he's trying to skirt away, he'll he'll slink real close into that rock that's there, and then swing around and kind of like clothesline him into the rock as he does so, and I can see him kind of like right into the chest and dealing bludgeoning damage with the short sword as well, and his whole chest just kind of like caves in as he crushes against the rock beside him.
Yeah.
And he 5-foot steps through, and he's gonna loop around the rock, hopefully.
Okay. And green has fallen. Bottom of the round, we are at Jessup.
So I guess, Jessup's just gonna kind of run over here, kind of hiding behind the rocks. As he runs by, he'll just kind of, "You guys are doing great over there. You should keep it up. By the way, that guy's gonna be super pissed." And not that I have an angle, but I will just ready to take a shot if that guy gets within 30 feet.
Okay. Sounds good. Top of the round, we are back to Kieran.
Okay. Kieran's going to look at Jessup and then look at Frampton and just be like, do we know this guy? I don't, I'm confused. But then he's going to just be like, we'll talk after this is over. He will, oh bother.
Climb this cliff.
Yeah, he may as well. He's going to, while he has time, cast shield.
Okay.
Just for a little bit of a boost, and then he's going to hold his ground and make that guy come to him.
Okay.
Actually, he'll move up just a bit to be sort of equal with Frampton in case Frampton runs up.
Okay. And it is now Frampton's turn.
So, could I? So I'm thinking about double moving towards blue, but I want to do it in a stealthy manner. Is that a thing?
That would not be possible because you're in plain sight and he
Right.
can just see you.
There's nothing to hide.
There's no dim lighting. There's no anything. It's just out in an open field.
Real
Ambush.
quick, could I advocate? I mean, if he's distracted, maybe he could come up to this wall, like that slight alcove. But even then, you would have the next problem. How do you get from there to somewhere that he doesn't see with the battle map? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Blue is no longer distracted as well. He immediately looked back in your direction once he realized the suggestion was over, so
Okay.
he can see all of you.
So I'm just gonna run at him.
Okay. So you are double moving.
Yep.
Into position. Sounds good. And it's now his turn. So he still has his longsword out. He hasn't had a chance to drink yet, so he'll do that. He'll step back just a little bit, pull out a potion, drink the potion. Let me modify his statistics. And we are good. That is his turn. Aaidan, you are up. You are extremely far away. What do you want to do?
Skirt around like that. Quick stow, quick draw. Pull out the longbow. And how tall is this rock?
It's enough that he would get partial cover because he's so close to it and you're so far away.
Sure. But that
But
would
you
be
you can still make an attack against him.
And it's 115 feet away, I think I count.
Yes, it's 120 from you.
So just within the range increment then. Right?
The range increment of a composite bow is 110.
Ooh, just outside of it.
Yes, so you would be taking a -2.
That's fine. So -2 there. I don't have a buff for that. So it's a -2 there, and
Yep.
then you'll have to remember the cover. However,
Yep.
it won't be rapid shot this time.
Correct, and don't do point blank shot either. Make sure that's off.
I don't think I have point blank shot, so it's all good.
Okay.
Favorite terrain, favorite enemy, masterwork, composite bow, undo, rapid shot, and here it goes.
Okay, a 29, even with his cover bonus and any penalties, that will hit for 12 points of damage. Okay.
As it chinks in his armor.
And
Okay.
I even miss? Is that even possible? Man,
No,
never misses.
he's an
Never
OP
miss-
character.
Never misses.
If we need
And
to...
then-
Min-max, power gamer.
Guys, this is amazing!
Power gamer.
It's a
Two-handed
good...
power gamer.
He's as bad as a gunslinger.
Oh, come on. I rolled that.
Hey, he earned his stripes, alright? You can back off with your gunslinger. Hey.
Okay. So that's Aidan's turn. It's now Jessup's turn. Jessup, you are back there. The blue guy didn't make any movement towards you.
I figured we would let him come to us. I guess we shall go to him. I'm going to follow my joke-friendly Elder. I'm slightly older.
I was gonna say you're older than him, but alright.
His fellow old guy.
Old guy.
As
So
he kind
Jessup-
of
yep.
runs up that way, and he's like, "Let's charge!"
Okay, so Jessup double moves closer towards blue. Top of the round, we're back to Kieran.
Goodness. He'll just say, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on either, but I guess this is what we're doing.
When did he become so unsure of himself?
When the Elder resurrected
When he-
bard just randomly showed up.
A random
he's-
50-year-old guy just showed up out of nowhere.
Spoilers.
Saying what?
Yeah, just like arose out of this pile of bodies.
I told you I took some
Fighting
levels in
with us.
necromancy.
He wasn't joking.
Deal with-
So we can see blue, is that correct?
Yeah, you can see him. It's just like his
Okay.
lower half is obscured by the rock.
Then I'll magic missile him again, I think.
Okay.
Inerring strike. So nice.
These OP
Man,
characters.
I have
Is that a
never...
wand, Sarah,
First level
or-
spells.
What'd you say?
Is that a wand or is that an actual spell
That's
slot?
just my spell.
Yep.
So
Bell
I haven't
hands.
played a spellcaster in a long time, so we're just gonna burn through these spells. And
2d4
That-
plus 2.
Definitely seems like a 10.
10 points of damage.
Okay,
gotta-
he's still up.
I gotta say, Sarah, I think this is good for you because normally you're very conservative with like per day abilities and stuff. So I think leaning into just slay all the spells. It's good for you.
Just wait till the boss of book 2 shows up after this encounter.
Well, just wait till I become the
Right, it's 3.
player that's like, can we rest now because I need my spell slots back? You're like, we just woke up. We just started the day. We're not resting now.
Okay. That is Kieran's turn.
Oh, I keep forgetting I've got this to play.
These jokes, I gotta say, if you're listening to this podcast, go to check out the YouTube video for this one because my word, are these terrible. But you need to experience them. You can read the chat, I mean.
This is what Frampton's all about.
We're gonna be
Speaking
best
of
friends.
Frampton,
Oh, is it
it
my
is
go?
Frampton's turn.
Oh, okay.
Top of round 6, it is Frampton's turn.
Alright.
See if
I'll
this guy
move
at
up.
least gets an attack off or not.
I mean, he killed the already dead guy. Or girl.
Yes, he did kill the dead guy.
First attack. Second attack.
Holy moly. You only get one attack because you had to move up there.
You had to move.
Oh. So disregard the masterwork dagger then.
Okay.
Does that confirm?
That is a natural 19 on the die for a critical threat on the rapier. That is a technically 22 to confirm because you threw in the -2 for 2-weapon fighting.
Yes.
So, that is a confirmed critical hit, dealing 20 points of damage.
Very nice.
He
Very
had 9 hit points.
Oh.
Oh.
Justin, you
How do you
got
want to do this?
you got 2. How do you want to do this is today? Do this is.
I don't even know. I hadn't prepared for this. I'm so unprepared. I guess Frampton, as he's still running and he's kind of winded because he's getting a little up there in age, just and as he runs by the guy, just kind of nicks him on the neck with his rapier, right in the jugular, kind of right in the artery, ironically killing him in the same way that he just finished off the other person.
And like blood
Okay.
sprays out like as it
And
goes.
he falls to the ground
And then Frampton
alongside the 2 corpses that he was checking.
looks at him and says, "What did the cake say to the fork? You want a piece of me?" And then walks away.
Okay.
Does he do this?
And
too?
with that,
Got a whole list.
He's so happy. Look at him. Look at him.
and with that, the final combatant of this ambush falls.
Well
and
done.
the
team.
now 4 of you are left to your own devices.
Well, I have
Well,
to say,
that,
it's quite a while since I fought with other people, to be honest. That was not that bad, I guess. We're all alive. Everybody all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing real fine, thanks. I've been sitting over there playing dead for quite some time. I was kind of hungry, and don't ask how I had to use the bathroom. I don't really want to talk about that.
How'd you have to use the bathroom?
Well, you see, I'll tell you after the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Aaidan
right.
was
I mean,
looking for
it's
stuff.
great that you came in when you did, but I guess I've got questions. I don't know where to
Sure,
start.
I should have answers. Go ahead, shoot, kid.
All right. I guess first things first. Who are you?
So, I'll go more in detail. So, he is 5'6", so a little shorter. He's a little tubbier, but he is. I'll just tell you, he's 52. So he's definitely getting up there. He's got some wrinkles, but he's just kind of a jolly soul. Just think of Santa, probably without the big beard. That's kind of what you see, always just smiling. But he's got the typical bard look. He's wearing the bard attire. He's got a chain shirt, but he's got the bard clothes over it, so he looks total bard. Super grinny, and he's kind of got salt and pepper beard, so definitely some gray in there. And he'll just kind of look at you. Oh, yeah, my name's Jessup Elfin. It is a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I was here. I was just kind of traveling through, and so I met these folk, and we were gonna go. I was gonna help guide them to the fort, and then we just got ambushed. Fortunately, they were slain. I was on my last legs, but I was able to kind of buy some time and heal. But I was getting kind of the end of my rope there, and then you guys showed up and laid the perfect opportunity to me stand up and get my escape.
Did you say the fort? As he steps in.
Yeah, the fort. We were going there. These two folk here were trying to go up to this fort, and I, I have some specialties in tracking and things like that. So they were trying to help them find this fort.
Fort Nunder, then.
I think that's the one.
Are you a ranger?
You're aware. Just so you're aware, I'll stop in. Fort Nunder was not the fort you were going to.
Oh, we were
You
wrong?
were going to a fort called Fort Riston. This is to Jessup, not to you, Aaidan. You were advised by Aubryn to go to Fort Nunder. That was the only fort she knew about, was Fort Nunder. But Jessup was going to Fort Riston.
Okay. So yeah, these guys were saying something about Fort Riston, I think was the name.
I don't know a Fort Riston. Are you one of the rangers?
Do I look like a ranger?
I'll take your point, Jessup. I'm Aaidan. And he extends a hand.
A pleasure to meet you, Aaidan. Strapping young lad with a lot of strapping gear. Pleasure.
Any enemy of the goblins is a friend of mine, I say.
Oh, well then I guess we're friends. And who you back there, Mr. Kraken Jokes? I like you.
Mr. Kraken Jokes.
Oh, they call me Frampton Burnbritches. I'm a bit of a comedian, bit of a rogue, a scoundrel, if you will. I like you too.
He kind of like steps around looking at you two, but he kind of already puts his arm around him like they're already best chums. And he's like, I like this guy. You see, when I was younger, I was actually training to be a healer. I didn't really kind of cut for that, but I said, you know what heals? The soul with jokes. So I tell jokes all the time to people. It's the funniest thing. It's like, yeah, you might have some wounds. You might have a fractured bone that needs to be set, but a joke, that lasts forever.
Yeah, great. I really look forward to that. You know what? I have this strange feeling. I feel like it has been a long time since I've said this voice. It feels like it's been a very long time since I've said anything. It's
No
like
weird Miss Doubtfire thing going on here with Aaidan.
it's been a long time.
Aaidan, I hate to say this, but with this guy around, I'm not so sure you'll be the one doing most of the talking.
That's all right. I'm not one for talking really anyway.
I beg to differ that. I haven't known you for very long, but you really can get it started once you get going. Anyway, that's a good question. Fort Riston, Fort Nunder. Why are there so many forts in the same area? I don't know anything about these rangers, but it seems odd that they'd have forts so close to one another.
Aaidan pulls out a self-made map of the region of the Chernisado and asks him if he can point approximately where he thinks he was headed.
you pull out a map and you show it to this new guy of yours. And what does Jessup do? He has it's a fairly crude but mostly accurate map of this local region of the Chernosardo. What does Jessup do?
Yeah, let me take a look at that. Let's see if we can find out where this is. So, hold on. I gotta prep myself here. I got a couple things I gotta do. So I will cast Deadeye Lore on myself. Give myself some bonuses in survival.
Okay.
And then I will use one of my charges on my wand of heightened awareness on myself. So let me roll a use magic device. Let's go nat 1.
Just so you know. Okay. So use magic device as a success. Just so
Okay.
you know, this would be a knowledge geography, not a survival check.
I was just throwing that on.
Okay.
Just to have it on, because it's going to
Yep.
last me for 5 hours at this point for
Yep. Okay.
traveling through. Yeah, so the heightened awareness is the only thing that's going to add +2, I believe, to my knowledge checks. So you said knowledge geography?
Knowledge geography.
Well,
Okay, I don't have a...
yeah.
Sorry,
And do you
go.
want 2 separate checks for this, Jace, as they like work together to figure out where each thing is?
This would just be him.
Okay.
So I'll roll. It's going to be +2 to this because I don't have heightened awareness programmed in yet. 25.
So you recall your traveling companions, they roughly knew where Fort Riston was. You recall this. So you are able on the map to point to a general direction on the map, and you're fairly certain that that's where Fort Riston is, at least generally. It's once you got into that area, you could probably roll survival and find it without too much effort, you think.
So he will kind of look at the map, look at you, look at the map, lick his finger holding up in the air for the wind, grab some dirt, go like this, kind of... I think it's over here. In this general vicinity.
How far is it?
I might be off by a couple miles or not, but you know, we'll find it.
Jason, how far is it from Fort Nunder?
So you don't know exactly where Fort Nunder is because it had been many years since Auburn was there, and the Chernosardo has a notorious aspect that it will occasionally, seasonally shift terrain. So it's kind of hard to pin things down after a long period of time, but it looks like Fort Riston is actually closer to where you are right now than Fort Nunder would be.
Direction.
But it is in the opposite direction. Not the opposite direction. So from where you're at, Fort Nunder, as far as you know, is pretty much west, maybe a little bit north, but mostly west of your current position.
Can we go to the big map?
Yeah, but it's all black, so it wouldn't really help you.
Oh, okay.
So west and a little bit north. You don't know how far, but west and north. Fort Riston is northeast, like due northeast of your current position from where he's marked it off.
What was waiting for them at Fort Riston?
Not really sure. They were kind of chit-chatting, saying that there was some rush that they had to get back there, some emergency or something. I just kind of bumped into them, and then that's when we got attacked.
Aaidan will...
And I played dead. For days.
Aaidan visibly reacts to that, but decides not to comment about the fact that he's been lying next to corpses for days. Checking out the bodies. Any identifying marks, the ponchos, the rangers...
Okay, yeah. So on the bodies, so on each of the colored guys, blue, red, green, they had masterwork longswords each, masterwork longbows each.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Hold on. Oh jeez.
What?
Okay. All right. I forgot.
You don't have
I
to
also...
pick these up. I'm just saying what they are.
Right. Right.
If you pick up everything, it might get much, but
If
I
you
also
go,
Talking about
was-
the hobgoblins.
yeah,
There you
I
go.
was talking about the 2 bodies up here, but you can go into the hob.
okay. I thought you were talking about the
Well,
bodies you just took
well,
out.
you guys were talking over the map. Kieran was detecting magic and kind of looking around at these guys down here.
The order doesn't matter.
Okay, so you're looking over all these bodies. So the red, green, blue, they had, the standard gear: masterwork longsword, masterwork longbow. They had masterwork chain shirts. And then general gear, they each had 9 gold pieces if you wanted to pick that up.
Okay.
They each had a potion of cure light wounds that they did not use.
So that's 3 potions.
Yep, a total of 3 potions of cure light wounds.
Okay.
And one of them, oh no, he smashed that one, so never mind, you don't get that either. So you don't know what the other potions they took were. And they each have a jar of a strangely colored juice, liquid, vial. You're not 100% sure what it is.
I do.
Is
I
it
know what it
tasty?
is. I know what it is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think so.
I almost guarantee you don't.
It is an item specifically tailor-made for goblins to help them keep on marching through forced marches and exhaustion.
I don't know if that's what it does. I know what it does do.
It
That
also
might be
Job P.
is
Goblin
also
P.
it's also poisonous to anybody who drinks it who's not goblins. They have to take a fortitude save.
I don't think that's what it
A
is.
reflex save.
Fortitude save.
That's
Reflex.
Am I wrong?
The jitters.
not what it is.
The jitters.
I got the jitterbug.
Roll a craft alchemy
Interesting.
Got it.
to try to identify this, I'll say. Oh my goodness. Natural 20 for a 27. I'll say that's easily enough.
Nice.
Frampton, you're actually looking at this vial that Kieran is holding, and you're actually able to identify it. The color, the viscosity. You've seen this before. It's called fervor juice.
Ooh, nope.
Basically, this foul-tasting alchemical concoction grants those that imbibe it ferocity for a short period of time. This functions as a universal monster rule of the same name, lasts for 1 hour from the time you ingest the solution. So basically, if you drink this, you can remain fighting even below your con, as long as you're staggered, but you can still fight. But once you hit your negative con, you instantly die.
Oh,
So basically, it lets you keep fighting, but you might actually just die.
wow.
But it might buy you a round or two to get one or two more attacks off. So it's fervor juice is what it's called. And they each had 1 vial, so there's 3 of those.
Oh, cool.
On the lieutenant, he had 2 masterwork sickles. He had looks like a normal longbow.
Aaidan adds all of those to his jacket.
Yeah, dude. Coat of many weapons.
Coat of many weapons.
He still has 1 oil that detects his magic.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't have you roll spellcraft for the potions of cure light. That's fine.
They're
sorry.
labeled, maybe.
He also has a potion of cure light. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. You will roll spellcraft for the oil.
Okay.
So Jessup rolled a 12. That's not going to be enough. 20. I forget. It's 20 plus the spell level.
15.
I mean 15 plus the spell level.
Yes.
If it's 20 plus the
Yes.
spell level, you probably might not even want to look it up.
Look up this.
Probably know what it is.
this
It's a 0 level spell, Sarah.
Yeah, right.
Cantrip juice.
It's only a first level spell, so I believe you are successfully able to identify this as an oil of magic weapon.
Okay.
It looks like he had 3 others, but they are empty. He probably placed them on his sickles and longbow in preparation for the ambush.
Is there any
and-
residual juice in the potions that they drank that I could try to see?
I'll let you roll a spellcraft if you wanted to just see what it was.
Yeah.
The one rock is covered with it. Okay, this was a 2nd level spell, so 15 plus the spell. Is it the caster level? Oh, let me look up the spellcraft.
Sure, I think it's caster level.
Because if
Oh,
it's
don't worry.
caster level, then the
I'll
DC would
aid.
be 18. You can aid.
I'll do it.
Items caster level.
So
using detect magic.
If he aids, that would bring you to a 19, which would be enough to identify this 2nd level spell, I believe it is. They had potions of bull's strength.
Okay, I thought so.
So once they had fallen into melee, they took a potion and they were going to go in. But those have all been expended. The lieutenant also had +1 hide armor, if anybody wants that.
Ooh.
A normal longbow with a bunch of arrows. He also has a magical cloak.
All right, I'll roll a spellcraft on that. 24.
I'm sure that's going to be enough, but let me just check the item. caster
Got
level
eight
of 5, so it would be a DC 20. So you succeed. He had a cloak of resistance +1, which I don't know if any of you are lacking a cloak of resistance +1. You might all have one already.
I technically do not have one.
Okay.
I also don't have one.
Really? That's
You
surprising.
wear a poncho. We all know it.
But
I thought for sure you had
it-
one item. I thought we talked about this last time.
You've got so many items.
Give it-
Surprised you don't have one.
give it to Jessup though.
Yep, and that's all that you notice on him.
Should I
Um,
have?
Cloak of resistance
If you
on your
ask,
old character
you
sheet
ask, Jessup
inventory.
has muleback cords, so it actually doesn't matter. Because he needs them to lug around all this gear because he's old and frail.
Maybe I do have a
Josh,
cloak.
you definitely have a cloak of resistance.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't calculate the cloak of resistance, I don't think, in his wealth. That would have put him even more than 80% higher than all of you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty wealthy.
Hampton, what
That's
are you doing?
That's what you get for being the one
So-
surviving member.
You also, I believe there's something else that you can notice here. So each of these hobgoblins carried 1 to 2, some of them had 1, some of them had 2, gray-green ponchos that have been stained with blood. They were also wearing them themselves. You notice that these are the same ponchos that the Chernasota Rangers are known to wear. It seems like they're either keeping them as trophies or wearing them as disguises. And you also, I believe, in here, you, I think they have this in here. No, it doesn't look like they... I thought they had a map of sorts, but it doesn't... I'm not seeing a map here.
You could just put one in, that's okay.
What's that? They have another +1 rapier? Awesome.
No, it says that you could have tried to get information from them, but they're all dead, so you can't do that now, unfortunately.
The two,
Did I not
Oh,
overhear
shame.
information while I was pretending to be dead?
They were not, while you were pretending to be dead, they weren't really talking about this location.
They divulged all of their plans.
Just
However-
old
That makes sense to me.
companions is what I was going through.
Yes, you're going through his companions. They all have standard ranger gear. So, like, standard long swords, standard leather armor. One of them had studded leather armor, longbows, arrows. Most of their gear has kind of been broken, probably from the battle. Like, their bow might have been slashed in half, sundered by an attack, stuff like that. Clear wear and tear on all this. They don't have anything valuable on them, but they had standard ranger gear. It looks like these were Chernasota Rangers.
Any notes like all foxes their holes or anything like that?
Yep, they would have had notes. That particular missive that they received. Yep. As you guys are looking through all these bodies, everybody roll me a perception check. I'll give you Canny Observer for this.
4 or 2 higher, depending on
Ooh.
if it's about goblins, magical beasts, or nothing.
Okay, so with Canny Observer, we have a 23 for Frampton, 29 for Aaidan, 17 for Kieran. Don't see Jessup's yet.
I'm getting there. Mine,
13
it,
for Jessup.
it would be 15 with heightened awareness if it has been 10 minutes since
Correct,
I've cast
yeah.
that.
So, yeah, 15. Frampton and Aaidan, as you guys are looking through these bodies, you hear a voice in the distance. You hear a voice coming from
Oh.
pretty far away, but it's shouting out to you, and it says, "Hello! I could use a little help up here."
Well, this is getting weirder and weirder.
It
People are
is.
just coming out of the trees.
Hey, what's this? One in the tree right now.
Do we see what direction it's coming from?
It sounds like it's coming from the direction you came from, down in this way. And Aaidan, I'll say you had a 29. You can actually look in this tree down here. I don't know if you can see me
Yep.
pinging this tree to the south. You see at the very top of this tree, 60 feet up in the tree, right? You see this guy.
Huh.
And let me
Blow
blow him up.
Boom! He's dead. It's an awful nice cloak pin he's got there.
So you see in the top of this 60-foot tree, it looks like this tree might have been taller, but it looks like the top has been cut off. So it's kind of like the tree goes up and then just cuts off at 60 feet. So 60 feet up in this tree, you see this guy kind of dangling from a branch, yelling down towards you.
I swear, it never ends these days.
And he'll go over to help.
Okay. You walk
guess-
over. Do you say anything to him?
Who goes there?
Says, "Are you hobgoblins?"
Not,
I don't think you are. You don't look like it.
not in the slightest. Who are you?
Oh, my name's Vardalel. I'm a merchant from Aragis. I was here on a logging expedition. My crew is sadly gone, and I am stuck in this tree, and I have been for days. And I would very much like to get down, please.
Aaidan.
Do you need
Oh, we were
assistance,
really
or-
close to each other this whole time.
Yes, yes, I saw everything that happened with you. Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything because I am stuck in this tree. And yes, I need help. My wrist is broken, I think. I tried to get down earlier and I slipped. It was not good.
So what do we need to do to help him down?
I
So-
will
I climb up there.
shoot.
You
Probably
can
shoot
attempt to
him out
climb
of
the
the
tree. The tree is DC 15, so if you can take 10 and hit a 15, you can climb the tree. He is 60
Got it.
feet up, so it'll take some time, but you can get up there.
I guess you can do it that way too.
Both of you, somebody's going up the tree? Who's going up the tree?
I was gonna have Aaidan pull out. He's got a grappling arrow, so he was just gonna shoot it up and make a rope.
Gonna
so.
shoot the guy?
Shoot the guy with the grappling arrow and then
Classic.
pull him back down.
Classic Aaidan. He was just gonna tan him up, leather him, just kill everyone he sees. No, he was gonna hook it on a branch and hopefully lower the DC from 15 to 10 or 5 with the rope.
Oh,
If
Uh,
someone needs over here that's a little bit more,
But if the rogue wants to climb, that's fine too, and I'll hand him the rope if he sees he's about
Yeah.
to go up.
Anyone with a +5 climb can take 10
Yeah,
yeah. I
if
can
they
just
so
take
wish.
10.
I also.
yeah, do you need this too? And he goes to hand you a climber's kit. Do you have a climber's kit? I'll give you an additional 2.
And I have a Marlin spike, which will
I
provide an
don't.
additional 2 with skill checks involving a rope.
As long as he has a +5, he's
We're
good.
+5. We're good, guys.
Okay. So you start climbing up this tree. You start going up there. Roll me a perception or a knowledge nature, whichever you prefer. Okay. So you're climbing up this tree, and you get right near the top of this tree, and you're climbing up branch from branch. It's not too hard for you. You got a pretty good climb. Unfortunately, on your way up, you fail to notice that as you reach the top, you're very close to him. He looks down at you and he says, "Oh, good. Very good. Help me down, please." You get very close to him, and right when you're about to reach out to grab him and try to help him down, you do notice it looks like he did break or sprain or twist his wrist, and that probably is why he wasn't able to get down himself. You fail to notice the sound of creaking wood as the tip of the tree begins to crumple, and the top bit
Oh.
collapses as the top 10 feet of the tree falls off and begins plummeting to the ground. I need you to give me a reflex save. This guy also has to make a reflex save.
Really? Another 2? Another 2?
Yeah, you had to climb the tree, didn't you? You just had to
Holy
climb.
crap.
Natural 20.
This guy rolled
only
a
had the
natural
climber's kit.
19.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know what his reflex save is, but even with a penalty from the wrist thing, natural 19, he only needs a +1 to hit the DC. DC 20 reflex save.
Wow.
So,
Rolled a 2.
as the top 10 feet of this tree plummet, you and this guy start falling, and he is able to, surprisingly, with his good hand, grab onto a branch a couple feet down from him and avoid falling from the tree. However, you, caught off guard by this, fall 60 feet to the ground.
It was 60 feet up.
Yeah,
Quick
60 feet
question.
up.
Immediately dead.
Is there any way that
Slow fall.
I don't think this is gonna work, but like I have floating disc, can hold 500 pounds.
No, that's not gonna do it. I
He literally hits like concrete.
Maybe it
with
will.
that disc.
It would be a standard action. I don't think you have the time to do that. If it was like Featherfall, an immediate action Featherfall, then yeah. But this all happens very quickly. So I'm going to say that you're not able to cast it in time to break his fall. Whether or not that
60
is how the
feet?
spell works, I don't know.
And the reflex save was to avoid falling. Does he get an...
Reflex save was to avoid falling.
And he can't avoid because it was an unexpected fall, so he can't negate any amount of the damage
Correct.
that he's about to take.
This is a collapsing tree trap.
Nice.
So you take
Probably a lot.
Backup ready?
Right?
You take 20 points of falling damage. As you land on the ground, the breath knocked out of you. And I want the other 3 of you to roll me a percentile. You want to roll high.
86 is the worst possible result.
86.
It
high
would
enough.
be. So the lowest roll was a 24, so the 10-foot chunk of this tree is going to make an attack roll against Jessup.
Gus is flat-footed.
And I didn't see the trap? What was the DC
Correct.
to see it?
Probably like a 25.
25 is my guess.
Oh, I must have missed it by like
Do you have
1 or
trap?
2.
Do you have trap finding? I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, he changed trap fighting
Yeah.
for something else.
Something else. I did have it, but then, yeah.
So, yeah, multiple targets. Everybody at the top 10 feet of the tree takes 66 falling damage, which would have easily killed this guy. So it's amazing he made that reflex save.
So he's still in the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 50 feet up now. I'll let you know. So, Frampton, you could have seen he looked very malnourished. He's been up there for probably 2 days. So he has non-lethal damage and low hit points, and he would not have survived that fall.
Oof.
So this is an attack roll against Jessup. It's only an 8, which I don't think hits, even if you're flat-footed.
Correct.
So Jessup, you hear the creaking of the wood, and as this tree begins plummeting towards you, you're able to back up just enough so that this 10-foot log just collapses in front of you, not dealing 3d8 damage.
You know, I do have to make a comment that if you're saying that guy's been stuck in the tree and he looks very frail and thin because he's been up there for 2 days and I've been next to corpses for a few days, how fat was I before those 2 days started?
Well, he didn't have magical healing at his disposal, so
That's true.
So he is still 50 feet up at this tree. Frampton has collapsed onto the ground. The top part of the tree has fallen as well. He kind of shouts down. He's like, "Oh my! I wasn't expecting that."
Jessup will run over, looking at Frampton. Hey, buddy, you okay there? You probably should have taken my climbers kit.
Yeah. Hindsight being what it is, it just kind of lays on his side.
How much damage did he take?
He took 20 points of damage.
Hindsight is 20/20, huh? Ah?
Don't make me laugh!
I'm
It's a
gonna
very funny joke, but I'm literally about to die.
using a 23 heal check to make sure Frampton's alright.
He kind of leans into Frampton, whispers, "If he thought that was a funny joke, we are gonna slay him."
Is he
And
still in the
he
tree
will.
then?
Yeah, he's still in the tree. He's dangling from one arm now.
All right. What do I need to do?
Could you do
try-
floating disc now?
No, because I looked. It only goes 3 feet above the ground, so it's not going to be.
Can
can't
I?
It'll break the last 3 feet of the fall.
Do you want to do your thing next then? Because I have the grappling arrow still.
Well, so Jason, mechanically, what needs to happen? Or we just have
So
to decide?
at this point, if you can make a DC 15 climb check multiple rounds in a row, you can climb up to him and help him down. Grappling arrow is a good idea, but he wouldn't be able to make much use of it himself because he only has one good arm. He can't really climb a rope with one good arm. He's not a terribly strong guy. Frampton would have been able to see he is an elf. He's a little bit on the leaner side.
It would lower the DC.
So somebody would have to climb up to help him.
Right, it would lower the DC of anybody who decides to go up, though, right? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
As Frampton's laying there, he'll look up to Jessup. Jessup, what's brown and sticky? A stick. I'm taking that.
I get it. As he pulls out a Cure Light Wound wand. Here's a stick for you.
Oh, I'm not really a good climber. I don't know what to do about this.
Will
Not
somebody
really.
take my climber's kit over here? Jeez.
What does the climber's kit do?
It gives you a
plus two
+2
bonus.
+2 bonus to climb checks.
It's a circumstance bonus.
Okay, so
Um,
can you take 10 in this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, if your bonus is +5, you can
Well,
take 10.
I have a +3. If I use the climber's kit, then I have 5. So that would
Okay.
be 15?
I have an 8 in climb.
So yeah, you could do it as well.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to.
stay. I got a good climb. I'm just gonna stay down here though.
Yeah, right.
Well, I didn't
I've got
wanna-
this grappling arrow. Why don't you just climb up?
Well, I was going to, but
sorcerer go?
but Frampton went up, and I was like, all right, it's fine. If we can do it, that's
You
fine.
have a chance
Went
now.
up.
I didn't want to steal your thunder. But yeah, if it's so, he'll just go up
Yeah.
because it's a +2 circumstance bonus. I have a 6 naturally, 18. They're up and they're down. And strength
Okay.
check to help the guy, or is he fine?
No, you're able to climb up there, and at this point, you notice that the top of the tree was very weak, and so you're able to notice that it was not going to be able to bear the weight of 2 people. So you get up there, and you're able to help him down. It's a slow process because you want to be careful that he doesn't fall, but you are able to bring him down, and with your... Is that heal check for him, or was that earlier?
That was for him to make sure he was alive.
For Frampton?
Yeah,
Okay, so that was not on this guy.
no. But I can make another
Okay.
one, another quick heal
Right,
check.
he's telling jokes. Of course he's alive.
While
I'm healing him.
While I'm up there, I'll go ahead and make a 8.
Okay. He doesn't look great. You're not able to really assess too many details about his condition, but he definitely
Sorry.
doesn't look well.
I did a thing.
That will hit.
No.
The 15
No.
against him
No.
will hit. Roll damage.
No. I did a thing. I made I accidentally created a macro slot and it won't go away. There it goes. Now it's gone.
Kieran also rolled a
Kieran.
heal, but I don't think he...
With a 12, you get more information at least. It looks like this guy is malnourished. He probably hasn't eaten in 1, maybe 2 days even. It does look like his wrist is broken. And so you basically he has 5 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay.
So that's easily half his HP is already non-lethal damage. But he is alive, and his voice is kind of coarse because he hasn't had much to drink in a long time. But he is alive, and he's there. And when he's down, he says, "Oh, thank you for that. I've been in that tree for a long time, I gotta say, and I was honestly kind of reserving myself to dying up there."
Your friend and Kieran will pull out a trail ration and hand him his water skin, and he'll say, "Real quick though, I don't want to be rude, but if you could just not put your mouth on it. I'm a bit weird about germs, but
He chuckles. He says, "I'm not a savage."
all right. Good to know there's a man of class around us."
Perfectly good stream 20 feet from us, but that's fine.
I'm not gonna drink from a stream. But yeah, he takes that. He thanks you, and he begins eating and drinking. And he says, "You do not understand how amazing this is. Go 2 days without food, anything will taste good."
I got some wine, but I don't know if you should drink that on an empty stomach. That might do a little bit to the head, you know.
I probably shouldn't, but if you offer it, I'll take it.
But maybe if you need a little swig just to help dull the pain in your wrist. I'm not much of a healer. I'm not sure I can do anything about that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I've never gone 2 days with a broken wrist.
Well, neither have I, to be honest.
You don't want to.
I don't suppose I do. Doesn't look very fun. I'm sorry, what'd you say your name was again?
Proper introductions are... my name is Vardalel Prender. I am a merchant from Aragis. I was here on a logging expedition with another group, but a couple of days ago they had to flee for their lives. I doubt they escaped, but these hobgoblins chased them off while I was up in the tree, cutting it down, and I've been stuck in there ever since. And then he looks towards Jessup and he says, I'm sorry, friend, I did notice the ambush on you and your group, but I was a bit scared of making my presence known with them still around. And he basically explains that a band of hobgoblins came by while he was up in the tree, chased his group off, so they kind of abandoned him while he was up there, and he's been stuck there, hasn't really been able to do anything, and he saw the whole ordeal with the ambush, he saw you guys coming in, and he just stayed quiet because the hobgoblins didn't notice him up in the tree, and he didn't want to risk them firing at him if they continued to successfully ambush their targets.
Where was it he came from?
He says, Aragis. You may not have heard of it. It's in Kieran. It's just across the lake.
Interesting. If I remember correctly, Kieran, that's a big elvish country, is that right? Is
For the most part, yes. We're mostly elves. There's one town where you see a lot of half-elves, but for the most part, we're fairly elvish in nature.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, 14 knowledge geography. Kieran is another country or nation that borders Lake Carthen. It's basically across the lake from you guys near Mothis.
Towards the east, then?
It is to the east, and I was going to look up a picture, but that didn't help me at all. Yeah, it is. So basically, if you were to look at it from relation to like Multhune and such, if I can find a decent image of this so I'm not getting this wrong, I believe Multhune, directly to the east of Multhune is Druma, and then northeast of Druma is Kieran. So it's not too far away from you, just across the lake. He must have sailed over and then up a stream or whatnot to get to where he is for this logging expedition. He says, are you all native to Neomathus? My first time here. You're the first natives I've seen. Assuming you're all native here, I don't know where you're all from.
Well, I'm not from here myself. Just passing through the forest. But as far as I know, well, to be honest, I don't really know where Jessup's from. We actually just made his acquaintance a few minutes ago, but Frampton and Aaidan are both from the area, I believe.
I did
yes,
not.
Gave me a shock seeing him stand up. I thought he was dead for the past 2 days. I can't imagine laying there still for 2 days would be any more pleasant than having a broken wrist.
I suppose that both of you were playing the same gambit.
Yeah, sounds like we
like
both
it.
won too. Kinda. I mean, I'm not stuck in a tree, but
Well, yes. In the end, it seems it worked out.
Was this your final destination, or you were heading somewhere else, or this is
No,
where you were doing
no.
logging?
No, this was our destination. We came here on a logging expedition. You can see we had a fair bit of work, and you can look around and, several large felled trees like litter the ground around here, and they're all like cleanly cut, shorn of their branches, stacked up. So everything checks out. Looks like they had been here for a while, maybe cutting down trees. He says, "Yeah, this was our destination. Fangwood's known for its wood, so."
I hate to say it, but
taking our trees. Just kidding.
Not very kind to people by themselves. I know from personal experience. I'm not sure if you want to hang with us for a little bit, and we're trying to find a fort or something.
yeah, you get down here and I can heal your wrist and any other injuries you may have. And I got some more food. Oh, and there he is. All right, and here's meals. Oh, by the way, you were asking. Yeah, I got a farm right outside of Long Shadow. That's where I'm from. You guys,
Oh.
where are you from? Well, I know where you're from.
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure I gave my name. My name's Kieran. I'm from Absalom, actually.
I
a
was
bit far from
raised
home.
in Neomathus.
So we do have a native. 2 natives. Good. And the fourth one here.
Is he looking at me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm feeling much better now. I'm Frampton. It's not important where I'm from. I go a little bit here, a little there. Yeah, I put on a little comedy show. You know, a bit of tricky fingers here and there. I just get around.
So 2
When you
travelers
speak-
and 2 natives.
Yeah. Every time you speak, I just like you more and more.
Aaidan circles to that.
If you want me to stick around with you, that's fine. I don't really have a crew anymore.
Expo dump. Aaidan will explain their situation in its entirety, from Fhaendar to now.
Okay.
Its entirety. We sit down at the tree for the next 16 hours as he regales him with this tale.
So
You
what
go
do
to our
you
YouTube channel. We have
what,
recaps.
so what do you go over, Aiden?
What's it?
So what do you discuss?
Oh, I guess you're new too.
Yeah, I mean, I just travel here. I mean, he was in a tree. I was playing dead next to some corpses. No biggie.
So from the beginning, there's a town called Fhaendar, which is along the Meredith River. Is that correct, Jace?
That is correct. Right across the bridge.
Yep, right across the bridge. Chiefly important in the supply line for the war effort in Nirmathas on the front towards Malthun and Nirmathas eastern edge, eastern front.
Yep, the Nesmian Plains.
Correct. And then from there, normally, blah, 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 they are not attacked by campaigning armies because the plains are so far they can see that it stops. However, suddenly out of nowhere, a black tower was summoned in the middle of Fhaendar. Out from it came waves and waves of hobgoblins. A completely different cast of characters successfully fled Fhaendar along with a handful of survivors, one giving them...
So as you're kind of speaking and just kind of talking, he's like listening, whatever. And then when you start talking about an attack on Fhaendar, you see him kind of has that cheerful grin always, and it kind of like starts going away a little bit. And, wait, so there's an attack on Fhaendar? So like everything's gone?
I did not believe it myself when I first heard, but I've seen it with my own eyes. If you go there now, there is nothing. Except for hobgoblins and a few prisoners, but too many.
So that's probably what they were saying about the note. You said there were survivors, right? Right? Where are they?
Not many. About 30 of us or so. We
Do you know of Father Nolan? Was he with you? Was he with you? Please tell me he's there.
His eyes go wide.
You know Father Nolan?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've known him for 52 years. Yeah, he's my father.
Oh!
Wait, is Jessup Aaidan's dad? Wait, shut up. Is that... Wait,
Oh, wait, is he alive or not? Is he with you? Please tell me he made it out.
Hold on.
Josh is like, I gotta get in the right headspace for this. This is my father.
Hold on.
You guys
Gosh.
don't look alike.
Do you
Look alike.
remember? Do you remember when I said this session would have many revelations for Aaidan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that arc came to an end much quicker than I thought.
So while Aaidan's kind of dumbstruck, Kieran will speak up and say, I stayed a night at this cave, or a couple of nights, and I don't remember meeting someone by that name, unfortunately.
Your son to Father Nolan.
Yeah. It was. Am I guess I'm not really sure.
Do you know Brett?
Yeah, I knew him. I mean, he was my brother until I heard that he had passed a while ago.
So it is true then. I'm Aaidan, son of Brett, son of Nolan. You're the only family that I have left.
Oh, I mean, whew. I woke up next to some corpses today trying to live, and I feel like I'm a monkey's uncle over here. That's crazy. I guess I'm your uncle then.
I do not know what to say. I thought that you were a ranger. That's what the family stories say.
Well, you know how they relish in stories and things like that all the time. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that you were alive or anything. I'm very bad at staying connected with family. That's obviously very apparent.
I am the only one left. My mother and my sister were both taken from me. And you know that my father passed in the war. And my grandfather Nolan, he died in the Iron Fang invasion.
Kind of like looks down at his feet and he's trying to, keep a smile on, but very, very tough day today. Well, we will have time to mourn later. We probably better go to the fort. I'm sure that's what the Rangers were in a hustle about.
Aaidan straightening up. Yes, he's right. I took a look at the corpses of your companions, and it was true. They were heading to Fort... What was it, the other one? Hurst?
Fort Riston is where they were headed. Yeah. So you know of two forts now. You don't know which one is best, but you know two of them.
We were told to go to Fort Nunder. But if these people, these rangers, were already on their way, I think that the best thing is for us to go there.
I mean, the whole point was for us to try to find rangers, right? So why does it matter what fort we go to? If there's rangers at this Fort Riston, I mean, they're no different than the rangers at this Fort Nunder.
I agree. Then it is well met. Jessup.
Still pressed.
I know it's a lot there, buddy.
We are family.
You two are related, is that right? Something about your dad was his brother, or your grandfather's his son, or some. Nope, not his son. He's the son of your grandfather. So you're.
Yeah. So Father Nolan is my dad, and he was also father to Brett, who is my brother, and Aaidan here is the son of Brett, which makes me his uncle.
I did not.
Huh. That's a coincidence. Imagine that. Seems a bit contrived, but who am I to say?
Contrived, as if narrated.
Yeah, funny things just pan out those ways.
I has not really told anyone about this. But one of the reasons that I wanted to be a ranger, it is true what I said. I want to fight for Nerathis, and I want to secure a future. But part of me, I was looking for you.
You found me. I guess you didn't expect to find me all kind of soiled and smelling like corpses.
But it is good that I did.
Hey, you know what? Remember what I said here. Aaidan. I don't know if you heard these before.
It's Aaidan.
Oh, sorry. Aaidan. Listen. Knock knock. You say who's there?
Yeah. Who's
and then
there?
I say who.
Who?
I don't understand.
So you get it. You got. So I knock. You say who's there. I say something. Then you repeat what I say, and then who. So I say knock knock.
Who's there?
Who?
Who?
Ah, it's an owl.
And he's demoralized forever. This is not
Alright, so
the man he was looking for.
Frampton gets it. I said you have to heal the soul, my boy.
I think
listen,
this
it's
is
getting
right.
late. It's getting late in the day. I think either we need to get out of here and start heading toward this fort. I feel like we're wasting time. We can probably chat once we're in a more secure location.
What's this guy's name?
For the fourth time?
Yeah.
Viridel?
Very
This is, again, Vadel Brenda.
Dude
Yeah.
wall.
See what he said.
I like to think that I have a memorable face and name, but apparently that's not the case.
You will forgive me. I have a very weird person playing me who forgets everything.
I'm not
Seems
gonna lie,
so.
your eyes are pretty scary, actually.
Yeah, right? What kind
Ah.
of demon are you?
Have you not met an elf before?
It's been a while. It's been a long while.
Aaidan searches his memory. No.
You think I'd find a lot in Absalom, but
You'd think there were two of them still staying at that cave we came from.
I knew a half elf, but I don't think I've met a true born elf.
Just
Well,
two of them in our cave. It's fine.
You know, just like people, they all come in different shapes, sizes, colors, whole nine yards.
La Rosa, wait, who do we have as an elf in the cave?
We have two,
full
don't
elf.
we?
I think
Yeah.
there's only one full elf. Theros' mother was a full elf.
Oh, Kieran didn't meet her.
What are the two?
I didn't brief.
the two-
Larota and Tydell, the twins, are both half
Yeah.
elves.
Oh, they're half elves. Oh,
Half,
okay.
Yeah, he'll say, "Well, we're rather common over in Kionan, but when I leave, I do occasionally get some glances by people who haven't gotten around. I know Nirmathis doesn't have a very high population of elves, so I guess it's not too surprising you haven't met one before. But yes, our eyes look like this. It's a bit different, but
I meant no offense by it.
no, I
I'm
understand.
intriguing, actually.
That aside, the Fangwood is very dangerous, and I don't know if you'll be able to get somewhere on your own. But we
No,
have to get to this fort. You
right. Well, I guess I can either follow you, or if I guess I could try finding this cave you spoke of. I don't know how far I'd get, but I have some moderate experience tracking through forests. I might be able to make it there, but if you think it's safer, I can tag along. I'm honestly not much of a fighter. I'll probably just weigh you down if you wanted me to do anything of that sort, but I can just hide in the bushes, maybe.
How far are we? Are we from Mistholm?
It took you. You're at like 1 o'clock, and you started your day there, got to here, so it's taking you basically half the day to get this far. So it would be half the day to get back.
So if he doesn't mess up, he could get there today.
As long as he gets there, yeah. His survival check surely won't be as high as yours would have been, but there's a chance he could make it.
There's a chance.
That choice is yours, but we have to go to the fort. If you go to Mistholm instead, talk to Aubryn the Green. She's a former ranger there. She'll know what to do with you.
All right. Well, I think
Sounded ominous.
maybe for the rest of the day I'll follow you. I don't want to risk going out there and taking too long and getting stuck in the forest at night. So I'll stick around with you for the time being, and maybe tomorrow morning, depending on how things look, I'll head out then. Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
He'll nod. And pleasantries aside, he's just gonna grab his gear, motion for these two, and then head off.
Okay. Are you heading towards Fort Nunder as Aubryn directed, or are you heading towards Fort Riston as you have now learned of?
Riston. Because we know of rangers going to Riston. We just heard old rumors of Nunder.
Correct. Yeah, Aubryn trained at Fort Nunder, but she has not been there since she retired.
Which was a while ago. Well, not
That was
long.
just the only lead that she had that she could point you to. So, is that a group consensus? Is the group going to Fort Riston?
Yep.
Okay. That's two.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. So you guys start heading in the direction of Fort Riston. You have a general idea. Jessup knows from the two rangers he was with. He is able to point you in that direction. You start heading towards there, and this time I will move you to the... Well, no. Not yet, because you don't get there right away. You are about a couple hours into your journey. You think you're getting pretty close. It's maybe 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. And you come across a large clearing that is not a natural clearing. You see the forest in this area suffered a severe but localized fire Ash coats an area devoid of undergrowth, while the larger trees are badly scorched. At the center of this devastation is a large oak tree, killed by the fire, standing like a blackened skeleton. 2 bodies are lodged in the branches, burned beyond recognition. What do you do?
It's currently on fire?
No, the fire is out, but the whole area has been burned to ash. Trees are just dead black stumps, except for this one in the very middle, which is also dead black, but it has 2 bodies that seem to have been lodged in the branches and burned.
Can we tell how long the fire's been out?
Roll a knowledge, nature, or survival check.
If 5 hours have passed, I would cast Mage Armor again, just to keep
Since
it up.
the start of the day, it would have been because it's 4 o'clock now. So,
I cast it right after the owlbear fight.
which happened very soon after leaving. So yeah, you would have to cast it again if you would like to have it up.
So I will do that.
I will
Okay.
turn off Deadeye Lore then, because I would not have that. So you said do what, Jason?
Day lore
or
lasts how long?
hours per level.
You would still have that because you cast it just before leaving the last fight. They had to travel to that point. In
Oh,
addition.
okay. I thought you said it was 5 hours
Yeah.
since we just literally left.
No, it's been 3.5 hours. So you're still
Okay,
good for
okay.
your hour-long spells.
Got it.
Your hours per level long spells. So yeah, so
So
knowledge,
let's
nature,
do-
or survival, if you'd like to determine the age.
They're
of this
both a
fire.
6, so might as well roll survival, because that's what I got with Deadeye in.
Okay.
Nope.
Is that including your +4?
Oh, yep.
So the total is 10?
Hey, guys, there was a fire here. It's out now.
Favorite
Yeah, we can see that.
favorite terrain forest, or are we in too much of a clearing?
Favorite terrain,
Well,
scorched
this,
death.
this would count as a forest, or it was a forest.
So I'll go ahead.
It's part of a forest.
25.
Okay. With a 25, you are able to identify that this fire occurred only 2 days ago.
I don't know if we should check out those bodies that are in the tree. I can't tell from here if they're human or goblin or what. They appear to be humanoid. Maybe.
Yeah.
narrow my
Maybe
focus.
we should-
+4.
Maybe we should send in somebody expendable to check. I kind of look over with a grin toward Veradel or whatever he calls himself.
I'm not much of a
I was
medicine
joking.
man.
I was joking there, friend.
Oh,
You
good.
probably twist your ankle getting down there. Don't worry about it. We got you. You're fine.
21
Okay.
to notice if they're hobgoblin or not from a distance, so it's going to have a few negs to that, and you already said they're charred.
Yes. You know they're not hobgoblins,
Frampton,
but it's too far. If you'd have to get closer to get a better look.
I have one more potion of invisibility. You're probably the most fleet of foot of us. Not sure if you want to take it and walk up there and see if you can get a better look.
You're a rogue.
Not really in the mood to do more climbing, but I guess.
Well, it's just a stump,
And,
right? Or is it a tree?
Does he have to climb to get to these bodies?
No, they look like they're by maybe 15 feet up on the tree, lodged in the branches,
Oh, okay,
and the
so
tree
they're-
is burned, so it's not like you're going to be climbing it.
My only concern is usually clearings are a good ambush point, and if there's something lying in wait, I don't know. I don't want them to get the jump on us. So I was thinking if you could go in invisible and be quiet, you might be able to get in and out, get a good look at what's there, and get out
If
before.
Aaidan looks across this little clearing, does he see anything except for that?
Roll another perception check.
You know what? I'm gonna give you this potion anyway because I'm pretty sure you can make more use of it. I had it in my
against
possession
goblins.
when I was alone, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Give
But thank
the
you.
Potion of invisibility.
You see very little movement. It doesn't look like there's any animals here. Place has been burned. They probably scattered. You don't see any humanoid creatures walking around. You don't spot anything.
I don't see anything, but Frampton, if you want to stealth ahead, that's fine.
Yeah, so Frampton will move up
Okay. Are you taking that potion now, or are you moving up stealthily without it?
stealthily without it.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yes.
Whoa.
There we go.
He ninjas his way over there, making
go.
no sound.
He becomes one. with
I turned to go look at Frampton and say, "Good luck," but holy crap, he is really quiet.
I really wanted to take the potion and then mess with Jessup and like poke him in the belly or something. As like I run around.
Okay, so you stealth up, deadly silent. No leaves or sticks break under your feet, and you are able to get right up to the tree. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to see what you can notice about it. Okay. That is a 13. You aren't able to discern too much with a 13. Well, I'll throw in Canny Observer because they are technically, I guess, hidden. You're looking over the area, and you can see kind of below the ash of this area, concealed below the ash, you see several shattered flasks. They look to contain alchemist fire.
Oh. Oh, did they tree these people and then burn them?
So when Jessup sees Frampton kind of get up there and start doing his stuff, he is going to finger point to him and cast message.
Okay.
And Frampton, it's Jessup, and I'm whispering to you in your mind. What do you see? So with message, you can, yeah, I think he can talk back, can't he? I believe through message.
I think so.
Can he?
Yeah, the creatures that receive the message can whisper a reply.
Yeah.
that you hear.
Yep. So yep, I just
Okay.
posted it there. Yep. So you could whisper back to me. It's just a DC 25 perception for somebody to hear our conversation.
Our conversation. Okay, so Frampton will he'll say back to him. It looks as though they had a bit of a fight. There's some flasks here with what looks to be alchemist fire, but I can't really tell much more from where I'm at. And then I kind of want to see if Frampton can get closer to them.
Like climb the tree?
Yeah, but it's a burnt tree. Well, it's only 15 feet up, so even if it broke, I could probably acrobatics out of that.
Yep. If you wanted, you could, like, take 20. Like, it would take a while, but it would be, like, a very thorough look around the area. But it's up to you.
For the perception? Like
Yeah, you could take 20. It would take a minute or two, but you would be looking much
Yeah.
more closely rather than a glance over.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
So
and
Jessup
that-
just relayed the information that Frampton had said to Kieran and Aaidan and Fancy Pants.
Falafel.
Falafel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ever.
falafel.
It's still
He's related to ham slice.
yeah.
So that would give you a 26. So with that, so there are two bodies in this tree. They're about 15 feet off the ground. It looks like their equipment was destroyed in the fire. Their bodies have been fused to the wood by the heat. It looks like this might have been used as like a blind. Like somebody might have been using this tree as a blind, and got caught in it when somebody must have started the fire. Do you stay in this area as you're looking around, or do you move around a bit looking for other things in the area?
Move around a bit looking for other
Okay.
things.
So you're looking around. You stealth up to the ridge on the to the southeast of the clearing. There's a low ridge. You stealth over there, and with your 26 perception, you locate several arrows along this like switchback path on the ridge, and you are able to see there is a clear line of sight from that blind to these arrows. Roll a survival check.
Okay.
I gotta
It'll just
say,
be untrained.
Yep, it'll be untrained.
survival gets
8.
rolled way
Okay.
more in this campaign than normally.
You don't notice any tracks or anything like that, but there's a clear line of sight from the tree to the arrows that you see on this ridge line. You know that the tree was set on fire, and that's about what you get right now. But any more, you'd probably need assistance from the more experienced trackers.
Okay.
Shite.
So then,
Frampton, do you see anything else? Anything?
there's a bit of arrows over here, but I don't see any tracks. But I'm not much of a tracker, and he'll kind of make his way back towards.
So kind of,
towards the group.
Jessup will whisper to you. You know, you guys just. Well, it looks like Frampton's over there, and he found some stuff we should probably check out. I mean, he hasn't been attacked or killed yet, so it might be okay for us to go out there.
I didn't trust his eyes anyway, and he didn't see anything, so he'll nod and head on up.
Can Kieran do a quick scan just to...
Sure.
21.
Okay. 21. Like the others, you don't see any creatures moving around. From your distance, you don't gain any new information.
Okay. All right.
Jessup looks 100% human, by the way. That was a question.
Rude.
That was
You
a
can't
question.
just ask somebody if they're human.
Roll a knowledge local.
Wait,
No,
what are you asking?
He's
Earlier,
asking if you look human.
yeah, on your description.
Do you ask me that?
No, just based on your physical appearance.
I mean, I guess I look human. I don't have pointy ears, if that's what you're asking.
Right.
He's got to be at least half human.
Right. That's what I meant. He's not like a half elf or anything like that.
Doesn't appear so.
Would Aaidan have a problem?
Wait.
with
No, Josh was just wondering.
Just trying to see if my hat disguise is on. Yep, we're good.
Father Nolan was unfaithful.
So are you all meeting up around that central oak?
Yeah. So with the way the tree looks, do those? I mean, is it a good assumption that those were possibly rangers?
Well, yeah.
Once you get there, you can roll perception checks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that they were kind of like rangers, and the hobgoblins kind of got mad that they, it's kind of the whole burn the forest down. You can't find your enemies.
I'm going to take 20 on perception and survival, if you'll allow it. And for each of those, unless it's related to goblinoid, it is going to be a 31 and a 32.
Okay. So everybody walks up to this oak, and Aaidan starts taking time. He's looking around very, very acutely. But shortly after you begin inspecting this area, I'll move you to this map. Go ahead and place yourselves around that oak. There's a red box. There should be a red box in the center of that one tree. Place
This
yourselves
looks
around that.
The forest fire map.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before. There was
No,
a
you've
fire.
never-
There was a fire over here. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
What
So
direction
were
did we come from?
Yeah.
Oh.
You came from the south.
Okay.
So down
Alright.
this way you came.
Kieran has been staying back a little bit, and I was going to say that when I interrupt, but I was going to say that he's very cautious, and he has his glaive in his hands, and he's not really paying attention to the tree. He's kind of scanning around.
Okay. So
Where's
you're not
Falafel?
in the red box.
Oh, you want me in the red box?
No, I don't. You don't have to be. If you were staying back, you can stay back. I had the red box there because I
That's
didn't know
fine,
if you
I'll
were
be
all
in the-
around it.
Yeah, I can be in the red box.
Okay, it won't let me delete the box unless I click on your tokens, which I don't want to do. So, Kieran, you're looking around, and you spot something. Not like succeeding on a perception check to notice it in time, but you spot a tree in the distance. On the opposite side of the clearing, there is a tree that begins moving. And just as you notice that, a voice booms out as this tree turns into a humanoid, a giant humanoid figure, and this figure bellows out and he says, "I knew you'd be back! I knew burning the forest wouldn't be enough for you! As he launches an arrow in your direction. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
An arrow.
This is not good.
I will make him visible up there. And I will do a Shift Z once all the initiatives are in.
Oh!
So Aaidan gets a 22. Kieran gets a 12. Frampton gets a 20. And Jessup gets an 8. And I'll show you this
This
guy.
was an oak.
It gives you a sense of scale in that picture. You see the deer.
Goodness.
So this is a giant humanoid. This
Big
ain't
dude.
this ain't a normal sized humanoid.
Oh my goodness.
Kill it.
Oh my goodness.
So let me roll initiative here so I have him, and let me type in all of this. So Frampton was 20. Kieran was 12. Aaidan was 22, and Jessup was 8. Wow, his initiative was... He rolled a natural 1 initiative. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. He does get a surprise round, though. So his single shot in the surprise round, he will be aiming at the nearest target, Frampton. So, with his longbow, he is going to take 1 shot at you. Let me take a look at his... Okay, so let's turn off rapid shot for this.
Is he
He
above
won't
the
have
trees?
Blank shot. What do you mean above the trees?
How tall? Like, is he tall? Because the trees are so you
He
said
is-
60 feet, 70 feet up, 100 feet.
I gotta
some
look
of
up
I mean, he is much bigger than those deer that were in the picture with him.
how
They were
tall
miniature
these-
deer.
this creature is.
Babies.
He stands 14 feet tall.
them. Okay. So just a giant.
So about more than double my height.
So, he's not going to put on deadly aim. He's not going to put on rapid shot. He's not going to have point blank shot. So this is just a normal attack against flat-footed AC.
Any cover provided? Or no?
I'll say with this guy, no. He's pretty adept at forest stuff, given his
Forest
who he is.
stuff. He's adept at forest.
And
I
also
bet this,
remember, these trees are like burnt down.
These are
The
stumps.
oak is mostly intact, right? All the other trees are like gone.
Gotcha.
It's like a clearing. Okay?
So these are just
So-
stumps.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. So that is a 23 to hit.
Flat-footed.
You take You take 12 points of non-lethal damage. And I need you to make a will save. Okay. The arrow hits you, you feel something kind of course through you, and your eyelids almost like flutter a bit, like you get a little bit drowsy, but you stave it off and you're okay. But you did take 12 points of non-lethal damage.
So that just goes in the non-lethal box?
Yeah,
Does it
basically
take away
you'll
from your
count that up.
current?
Yeah, basically you'll count it up. Your current HP is fine. But
Oh.
once your non-lethal equals or exceeds your current, you go unconscious. You're not dying, you just unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Any non-lethal in excess of that becomes lethal.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah. So just track it upwards. And
Yep.
that was the surprise round. Top round of initiative, we have Aaidan.
You're on
muted.
mute. Or there's something wrong and we can't hear you. One of the two.
You're muted in Discord. There you go.
No, I just... Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just muted it in Discord, so I don't know what that was about. Anyhows, we heard him, right?
Yep.
Can Aaidan shout that far away? I wonder.
Oh yeah, you can shout out to
Yeah.
him if you want.
I'm not gonna shout because of my voice in our poor listeners' ears, but he'll say,
We aren't the ones that burned the forest. We have no issues with you.
and I'll delay.
Okay. Frampton, it's your turn. You just got hit by this arrow. Did non-lethal damage, so it more of just like knocked the wind out of you rather than like piercing you so much. What are you gonna do?
Aaidan's
You hear Aaidan yell out at him.
Yeah, and he's no weapons drawn at the moment.
I think he might be busy. He turns his camera off.
Oh, sorry. Is it my go?
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, it's you. Yep.
Yep.
You got hit by this non-lethal arrow. And Aaidan yelled out at this guy, and you did hear him yell out at you.
I'll drink the potion of invisibility.
Okay. Yep, you already had that in hand, so just standard action drinking that. You could move if you want.
Sorry. 1 second. Yeah, he'll move here.
Okay. Yep. He's only 130 feet from you now. He was at the other end of the clearing, by the way. So after Frampton, it is Kieran. Kieran, you saw this guy. He was a tree, and then he turned into this, yelled out, and fired an arrow.
Can I get a retroactive knowledge roll? Do I know what that is? What he is?
Roll a knowledge local.
Nope.
You're not sure.
I'm not trained in it, so unless it's lower than a DC 15.
What's that? A knowledge local to figure out what that was?
What he
that
is?
is?
To identify the creature, it would be knowledge local. Yes.
Oh, could I take a knowledge local?
Sure, if you have knowledge local, go ahead. 18. That is enough to identify him. It's not enough to get any extra bits of information, but you know this guy is known as a wood giant.
Oh.
Wood giants are the wardens of the deepest, wildest portions of the world's forests. Unlike many of their kin, wood giants are slow to anger, peaceful and artistic, and display an infinite patience in their duty. A wood giant's role is to preserve and protect the wilderness, a role they believe that nature itself granted them, the proof of which manifests in their magical abilities tied to the natural world. They're 14 feet tall, roughly, generally about 1,200 pounds, mostly vegetarian by choice.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, so Kieran is going to say, as Aaidan said, we don't mean you any harm. We're just trying to figure out what happened here as well. We're trying to get to the fort. And he will, I guess, total defense, but not like threateningly. But can I roll diplomacy?
Hold off on that.
Okay. It's not going to be good anyway, but I
Yeah.
just figured that's the best I could do.
Next up, it is Jessup.
Well, you guys kind of said everything I was going to say. That's kind of puts a damper on that, but
You can also roll knowledge local if you want. If you
I
roll high
will.
enough, you might get extra.
is this difficult terrain?
No.
Okay.
Everything's
Yeah, I'll
burned
roll.
down enough that it's not.
I'll roll knowledge local.
Okay.
Boom! Nothing more.
Okay, so +2 from Bardic Knowledge. So is Bardic Knowledge pre-added?
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to
Okay,
notate
so 18.
why
So
it's higher.
you also identify as a wood giant. You know that wood giant culture is as complex as their forest homes. Much of a tribe's time is spent tending to a forest's health, planting new trees, clearing away dead brush, and hunting abominations that pervert the natural order. Individuals may even cultivate their forest homes into elaborate demesnes. I don't know what that word is. I'd probably pronounce that real wrong. Demesnes. Demesnes? What is that word?
Domain.
That's not how I would have spelled it,
It's
but okay.
a legal possession of land as one's own.
Okay. So elaborate domains, mazes, or living temples. They are an isolated race, only rarely meeting to trade with other tribes or occasional elven settlements. While primarily good-natured, wood giants are distrustful of outsiders and prone to great melancholies. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of, like, I guess kind of walk up or kind of briskly walk, stroll up, hands up, and just kind of... Yeah, so what my friends here was saying is we just arrived here and noticed that this was burned down. We had a scuffle with some hobgoblins not too far back. I'm sure they're your culprits here. Why don't we come over here and just chit-chat?
Okay. I want everyone to roll a diplomacy check. You can all aid one person, or you can all aid, or you can all roll separately. That is up to you. But it is a party-wide diplomacy check, and you can alter it, or however you want to do it. You can just.
I'll roll to aid.
I will
Okay.
roll to aid. I think probably Jessup is the best.
I mean,
roll
it's
the-
all right. It's a 12.
Oh.
Yeah, roll to aid.
Oh.
Okay. So 3 of you are going to aid. Jessup is doing the main roll. Everybody, go ahead and do that.
So I get +4.
Six.
Aaidan
plus 4.
failed.
Yeah.
So Kieran and Frampton both aided, so you get +4 to whatever your diplomacy is. Holy.
31.
All
Wow.
right, because you're a stinking bard. So your perform oratory. You roll a 27 +4 is a 31. So if he's a hostile creature plus his charisma, that would be a DC 26.
Wow.
Succeeding that would bring it to unfriendly. Exceeding it by 5 or more, I think, brings it to indifferent. So you guys make this plea. It's now his turn. He kind of narrows his eyes, but he lowers his bow and he says, "You saying you're not the ones who started this fire?"
Out of game. It's gonna really suck if he exchanges specs and finds out that I have alchemist fire on me. He could be so mad. But yeah, I mean, how long have you been sitting there? We just got here.
He will drop out of initiative for the time being, in case you guys do something really stupid.
Frampton, get back
Um,
here. Get back here.
He starts moving in your direction slowly. He still has his bow drawn, but he's slowly moving in your direction.
I walk up to kind of meet him very, very, very kind of,
Okay.
you know, as passive as I can be. You know, the way I talk, arms a waving.
Okay. So you walk up and he.
It's the way I talk, see?
You're a mighty fine, or mighty tall fellow there. Hi, my name's Jessup. Jessup Felpin. Pleasant to meet you. And he puts his hands up, kind of like hopping to shake his hand.
He reaches out hesitantly and grabs your hand. He says, "My name is Herge."
Urge, that is a very, very nice name. It is a pleasure to meet you. We just arrived here coming through. We're actually on our way to Fort Riston, and we had noticed that all of these trees were burned down, so we were inspecting this. There's some corpses there, and we were just trying to get to the bottom of that before we passed on through. We want to get to the bottom of this, just like you.
I want that as well. I found this forest burned a day or two ago, and I came in. It was on fire, so I put it out. I managed to save as much as I could, but I don't know who started this fire, but I knew they'd be back, so I was waiting. I was waiting for somebody to come back and start up the fire again.
Well, you did a very good job, because there is definitely no fire here. When I came through, it was like smoldering, but I mean, pardon my French, but I've been really pissed off too if I found my forest burned down. So good on you, friend. Good on you.
Well, if you weren't the ones who started this fire, then I'm sorry for attacking so quickly. I thought you were the ones who did it. I
No.
apologize.
No, it is fine. That was some non-lethal damage, so we are as right as rain.
I was hoping to put you to sleep so that I could force you to replant it, but if you weren't the one who did it, then I
Well,
won't
maybe
go.
after we go to Fort Rist and figure things out, we'd be happy to come back and replant. And actually, you did Frampton a deed because he is a little tired. So a nap is probably a good thing for him. So many good things you're doing today.
well, as a kind offer, I'll, if you have the time, it'd be nice. It's a sad fate for this forest. There are some good trees here. It's sad.
Have you seen any hobgoblins coming through here? They've been swarming the Fangwood.
I'm not sure what a hobgoblin is. I haven't seen anybody in this area in a while. I just saw the fire and I got all angry, and I thought you guys did it, but
That's understandable. It's a
you're
shame.
saying these hobgoblins did it?
That's just
Well-
what my guess is. I don't know of anyone else that would have done it. We didn't do it, and to my understanding, hobgoblins like to spread destruction, and so setting a forest on fire would accomplish that goal for them.
If it's alright with you, Hurge, if I look around, I might be able to know what happened.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Look around. I'll help. I'll look around as well.
I appreciate that. A good friend of mine was a druid, so I know what dangers nature sometimes faces.
So, big guy, do you know if we're close to Fort Riston?
Sorry, I was just writing in his survival for the future. He looks at you and he says, I don't know of Fort Riston. I don't usually go where you folk tend to be. I like being out in the forest. Sorry.
No,
That's quite all right. We appreciate your honesty and your willingness to help us.
and I don't blame you for that. Sometimes the forest is nicer.
Right
Well-
then, I'm just gonna go sit over here and remove this arrow from my shoulder. It's fine. I'll chat.
Oh, just you'll be able to walk it
Uh,
off.
I'm sorry. I can't. I don't have anything to heal you with. I don't think. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I've got tree shape.
Can I
don't-
hug the giant?
I don't even know what that means.
That must have been what you did because you were a tree, and then I
Yeah.
saw you shift. And can you do
Yeah.
that all the time?
Yeah. I well, 3 times a day I can do that.
Oh, is that
Um,
like a supernatural ability? It's not like a
It's a
magical
spell.
thing. Oh, it's a
Feel like
spell ability. Is that
It's,
right?
it's a spell-like ability. Yeah, I can do quench too. That's what I use to put out the fire. I can do that
Oh,
3
that's
times
neat.
per day too.
I also have a bit of magic myself, and he'll cast dancing lights and kind of twirl them around. Be like,
Oh,
good to know you've got a
Oh, isn't it magical?
that's
magical
a
side
good
to you
one.
as well.
it's good. I can do this too. He steps back away from you and he casts spike growth around himself. He says, "Yeah, see if you guys had gotten close to me, I was going to cast this, and then you'd have to be walking on all his spikes." But
Oh, that wouldn't have been very nice. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to say, but
Yeah.
very handy in a fight, I'm sure.
yeah,
You know,
I can only do that once per day, so I can't do that anymore.
I hate those ones. I'm almost out of slots myself. It's frustrating, but you know, once you have a good sleep and you wake up the next day, then you got all your stuff back to you, and
Yeah,
it's the best
yeah.
part of the day.
Yeah.
This is our master.
Anyways, yeah, we were,
Get him
we were
to
looking, we
use-
were looking around. We were looking around.
Get him to use
Yeah,
all of his spells, have Frampton sneakily get from behind, surprise round, boom! Kill him.
Yeah,
Easy.
right.
So Jessup kind of walks up to is it Hurge?
Yeah, he moves back so that you don't have to go into the spike
Oh,
growth.
so walks up to Hurge and are you Josh? Were you looking? You said.
Yeah, I was going to take a 20 as soon as this scene plays out. I imagine the two of them trumping through, using their dual survival to figure out any traces of what happened here.
Yep, he was going to aid you, by the way. So
Gotcha.
you take 20 plus 2 plus your modifiers. Is that a really high number or
Yeah, more than 30. You need a...
more than 30? Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah. Aaidan, you better be looking over there for stuff. We're rooting for you. Get it? He's kind of elbowing like close to Hurge. Root.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
root.
no, I get it. Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. I've got a 14 intelligence, so I'm actually I get it.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
Just some people.
Yeah, his mental stats are actually
Kieran.
really good, by the
That's
way.
smarter than I am. That's
Out of game.
good on you.
14 intelligence, 15 wisdom, 12 charisma. So mentally, he's
I'm a nicer guy
He's
than
fair.
you are, but you're smarter and wiser than I am.
so your survival.
Kieran.
So your survival with a 30. You are able to notice boot prints descending from the path that those arrows had. The arrows were over in this ridge. There are boot prints descending from there and then ascending thereafter. So they're like going down the trail and then they went back up. But the tracks are lost once they go to the stony top of the ridge. You exceeded it by 5. So you also notice similar boot prints in the soil beneath the ashes around the tree. And you're gathering that somebody started walking down this ridge, probably got fired at by whoever was in the blind and retreated. but then came back another way to the base of the tree, probably set it on fire, and just let that take care of whoever was firing at them.
Based on the boots, can he figure out anything about them?
I'll say with a 30, that's exceeding it by 10. The DC was only 20. I'll say you're able to notice that the tread mark on the boots is indicative of boots that you've seen hobgoblins wearing in the Iron Fang Legion. They look like they're sturdy military grade boots. So it could very well have been members of the Iron Fang Legion in here, which means the people in this blind could very well have been Chernosardo Rangers.
And too higher to track, he can't find the boot the prints run off after a while.
Past the stony ridge, they gone. Does anybody have knowledge arcana?
I sure do.
Just
What do you
roll
mean?
that for me.
Who's got knowledges? Come on.
Come on, we got
24.
24.
So
Oh,
you're
Jessup's
looking
got it,
around.
Nope. Yeah, I'm still like I'm trying to think of more puns over here.
So with a 24, you're looking around, maybe casting detect magic or whatnot. You're able to verify that the fire here was indeed quelled by magic. So it does indeed seem that Hurge showed up while the fire was
Quenched it.
going and used Quench to put it out. So
I'm not gonna lie, this is quite concerning to me. This is the second batch of dead rangers that we've come across. I'm getting a bad feeling. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I don't know if we're gonna like what we see at these forts if their outliers are being taken out like this.
I hear what you're saying, Kieran, but the Rangers are strong. There are many of them, of different ranks and importance. I must be honest, I too am worried. When I see them dead, I wonder how strong they really are, and how much they could really help us. But we have to believe in them, because without that, there's no one else.
And he'll talk to Hurge now.
From what I can tell, Hurge, you are right.
Yes!
first one in a while.
Yes! I think Hurge is right.
And I
Yeah.
wonder. We got both. We got both.
Oh, Brandon, that
Some
was
things never
Aaidan's,
die.
Aidan's catchphrases in book 1.
Oh,
Literally said
wonder
all the
about
time.
I wonder about that.
I wonder about that.
I think Thanos is right.
I think Thanos is right.
I agree with Theros.
It's just a human. I wonder about that.
True freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are talking, and Hurge, he kind of looks over to the tree with the bodies. He says, "Well, I mean, yeah, it's sad about the bodies, but the tree, it's real sad about the tree. It was a good tree. I liked that tree."
Are you able to
Yes,
speak
it looked
with
like
the
it was
tree?
definitely a mighty fine tree.
No, I can't speak with the trees. I can speak with animals, but I can't speak with the trees. Speak with animals is constant. I can just do that all the time.
That's impressive, actually.
It's just
Yeah.
Do they have good conversations usually?
Sometimes. It's-
I suppose
it-
being
it-
out
it-
and by yourself, you'd want someone to talk to.
Yeah, it stops me from getting too bored. Yeah, I like the squirrels in particular. They got some nice things to say.
What?
Sure they
Squirrels,
do.
have you seen my avatar? Go right by my shoulder. Every time I bring out my loot, that just happens.
Oh, you've got Jerry there. No.
Jerry.
You know Jerry. See, we're friends already. We both know Jerry.
Hurge,
God, he's nuts.
But yeah, as you guys are looking around here, it definitely looks like Hurge cares more about the damage to the forest than he does anybody died in the fire.
what is it that the squirrels say?
Oh, they mostly tell me about where they find all these acorns and stuff. There's a couple good spots. You wouldn't think to look there apparently, but every once in a while they find a really nice spot, and they tell me about that. And sometimes I go there and I put extra there, just see if they notice. But yeah, that's mostly what it is. They mostly talk about food, honestly.
Does that make
The
for
birds.
good for conversation? Oh, go ahead. You-
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's better than talking to nobody. You know. It's like, But the birds sometimes they tell me about cool things they see. Mostly trees, but sometimes they see other stuff.
Do you think you could, is there a bird here where you could ask to fly up to see if they can see where there's a fort?
Why? There's not too many birds around here, sadly. The fire scared most of them off, I think. There were some more birds. And he kind of points to a couple trees over there. He's like, there's a bird's nest in that tree. I hope they're okay. I haven't seen them since the fire, but maybe they'll be back.
Hate to cut this short, but we're running out of time, and I don't know if we were hoping to get to the fort tonight, but we're coming on evening, and we're either going to have to camp out here, or we're going to have to try to move through the night to try to get to the fort.
Yeah,
It's like 4:30.
I don't know how much farther we need to go, but if you don't mind us camping here in your woods, and we can watch with you for the night to see if there's any more scoundrels going to be approaching, we can watch each other's backs if you get my drift.
Yeah, that sounds good. Looks like you guys aren't here to hurt the forest at all, so that's probably fine.
Okay. So, guess we can camp here if you guys are good with that.
I'm not gonna have him do this, but I want Aaidan to be like,
And this is what a hobgoblin looks like. If you have the chance, kill them on sight.
Well, yeah. So if you start saying that you think it was the hobgoblins of the Iron Fang Legion, he's pretty quick to consider them immediate enemies. Kind of like how he fired at you at first glance, thinking that it was you. Like if you start pointing out to evidence that it was these guys, and you say like, "Oh, they have this similar one," he's like, "Oh, I'll keep an eye out for them for sure." Yeah.
They're bad news. That is true. And they don't care for the forest. So if you get the chance, strike them down.
Don't do non-lethal. Just straight up murder them. That's okay.
I mean, well, if I can get them to start replanning, it would help. But I mean, I guess if you guys are helping me, then I might not need that. So, yeah, I've still got 9 of these sleep arrows though, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with them.
Well, if ever there's one day you just catch a good breeze and want to snooze, and you just don't feel like sleeping, you pop yourself with an arrow.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's the best idea. But I suppose in a really desperate situation, I could try that if I couldn't sleep for some reason.
forget a melatonin, just stab yourself with an arrow.
Oh yeah. Sometimes back at home when the wife used to be just jib-jabbing all day, it's like, I know I haven't been home in 6 months, but jeez, let me sleep. I could have used one of them sleep arrows.
Jib-jabbing.
So yeah, you guys camping out here then?
Yeah,
Guess that's
camp out here.
Well,
best to get a fresh
I'm
start. in the
gonna
morning.
make sure that Herge is understanding, like a nice conversation, that we can't help him replant now.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
that's okay. I'm just hoping
He
that
understands that you guys are on urgent business.
Okay.
how far
Yeah.
does Aaidan think they are from the fort? Could they make it tonight, or should they camp?
Let me look at the map. So this was encounter E.
Z. Oh,
So
and that tells me that we're closer to it.
so you guys, you could probably just make it to the fort by end of today. You might be the last hour or two of journey might be through dim light, maybe darkness as it starts getting, because it's 4:30 now, maybe another 2 or 3 hours. You think you could probably get there. So if you wanted to keep moving and then camp closer to the fort, you could do that. You don't know exactly where the fort is, but you think you could probably get there and find it maybe by the end of the day.
I'm inclined to keep going and try to make it to the fort. But it's also true, if we wake up early tomorrow, we'll have the whole day. I don't think we're far from it. And then there'll be people to talk to.
Well, if the hobgoblins truly are out and about, I mean, do you really want to be walking around when it starts getting dark out?
well, actually, I can take care of that for 3 of us.
How's that?
It's a spell I have. It allows me to see in the dark. That's how I was able to move through the forest on my own. But unfortunately, I'm only able to do that for 3. So one of us.
I can already see in the dark.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought you were human like us. Is that something special you got
I'm still human.
Never heard of a human that can naturally see in the dark.
I find it funny, Kieran. Capable of casting so many magics.
Well, the funny thing about sorcerers is they get a lot of slots per day.
What
It's up to you, though.
if you can do that? Maybe it's worth taking some time. We could go tonight.
Well, the only issue is if we get into trouble, then I won't be as much of use. I'll be a little more squishy, per se, because I'm not wearing armor, as you can tell. Kind of interferes with my casting, so I don't wear armor, and the best I can do is magical protections, and I might be a little tapped out of that.
Well, then, wishy-washy back and forth. My vote is we'll just camp here. We'll keep people up on watch or have somebody cast alarm if we don't have it. And we'll stick with Hurge for the night. And then we'll go back tomorrow, more prepped and at a better time of day to hopefully catch a ranger.
Okay. So I moved you to the main map. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you see Mist Home down here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The owlbear attack that you guys had was right here, so not too far away. The logging camp was over here by the river
Mm-hmm.
in this clearing. You guys are now in this area.
Okay.
And I have not yet revealed where the fort might be, because you don't
Okay,
know
I'm
yet.
stupid. I thought these are the forts.
I run all the way up here immediately.
You thought what was the forts?
I thought these were the forts.
No, that's so they're outside of the forest. That's technically the Hollow Hills.
Oh.
Those are settlements, probably mining settlements and whatnot in the
Okay.
scattered about the Hollow Hills.
That's so far away,
Those
too.
have nothing to do with the forest.
That makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
this is
so you guys are right around here.
This is a huge map, then.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the scale, like 10 miles, it's like about, what, an inch and a half?
Mhm.
2 inches?
Yeah, you guys have easily been traveling a good 16 miles today. Here and then here and then here. So, you guys camp. Anything special for the camp? Do you want a specific watch, or how are you handling that?
Do you,
Hours? Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask a question. Hurge, do you have some special powers? We could stay up all night and watch us while we take a rest with those big, tall hawk eyes of yours?
No, I don't think so. I rest just like everybody else does. Like all the other animals of the forest, I rest. I've actually been.
Let's say I did something that allowed you to stay up all night. Would you keep a good eye for them hobgoblins?
Sure, yeah, I could do that. I can turn into a tree so they wouldn't even notice.
Oh,
me.
that's a great. You know, there's something special about you,
He
boy.
turns into a tree.
It's too early.
Depending on when we go to rest, I will use. I guess when we get to that point, I will use a charge of my Keep Watch wand on him.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Okay, keep watch. Enables the subject to stand watch and keep vigilant throughout the night without any ill effects.
For 8
I can
hours, and if I do
also-
it on a sorcerer or wizard, they get their spell slots as normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Um,
Yeah, he'll keep watch all night if you need him to.
Well, let me class my use magic device when we get to that point.
Right. Yep.
Nat one. Nope.
As long
Yep.
as there you go.
Yeah.
A natural one.
Can Hurge see in the dark? Does he have dark vision?
Hurge has low light vision.
All right, then Kieran would cast dark vision on him. That will last for 5 hours.
Okay. So a good portion of the night.
That would be like right before, like right when he's starting his watch, he would cast
Yep.
that.
Yep. So
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna do
good
the
portion
same
of the
thing.
night.
So I'll wait till we officially all try to go to rest. I don't
Yeah.
know for RP or whatnot, but
Okay. Yep. I will roll his perception for the night. Okay.
And
He
then
casts those spells. Anything else you want to do?
I'm assuming that I'm assuming that a campfire is a bad idea.
Mm,
Because
I also
yeah, with him I
Fire,
would not. That's
forest.
not.
Yeah, no, I
that's just-
don't. I don't
Yeah.
eat meat either. Aaidan doesn't even eat meat this night. He just eats his trail rations of nuts.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Kieran will
Up to
spend
you.
the hour, like some
could
of
be
the
interesting.
time leading up to when they fall asleep. He will spend that time sharpening his glaive, cleaning it off, sharpening his glaive, and then he will read a book.
I don't think Aaidan doesn't make a fire. I just think that he's very careful to make sure that he gets only dead branches. He doesn't cut any sapling. He doesn't cut any live branches down. He just uses stuff that's clearly dead.
Wait, you are going to make a fire?
Yeah.
We run that by Hurt first. Do you really want to make a fire?
I don't think Aaidan would think not to.
Oh, your uncle. No, we're gonna have a talk, boy.
I mean, because we normally make a fire each night, don't we?
But I could just repeatedly cast dancing lights. It will be annoying.
But it's cold, isn't it? Or is it warm
Fine.
enough that we could go without, Jace?
It is at the end of winter. I think we left off in February.
Yeah, so it's pretty cold.
Well, I think I'm okay.
Maybe it was the beginning of March. I can't remember what month we're in. I'll have to check the journal
Hold, please.
later.
Okay, I'll tell Aaidan, it's all right. We don't need a fire. I've got something called a heat stone. It will keep us warm in a 20-foot radius for 24 hours. So we don't really need a fire. And honestly, I think it's best just to not bother with it in his company since he seems a bit sensitive to it.
With a bundle of sticks that he's just taking the time to gather, he goes,
All right, that's fine.
he just drops them in a pile.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, so he'll take it and he'll like crack it against the blade of his glaive, and it will emanate into an area of comfortably warm temperature. So 20. Oh, it's not radius. It's 20-foot square area.
Okay.
And
Does
okay,
it produce light or is it just warmth?
No, I think it's just
it looks like it's just warm. So it says one heat stone keeps a 20-foot square area comfortably warm, even in extreme cold, below minus 20 degrees below, or between minus 20 and 0. It's a 40-foot square area.
And I think half
So-
the point is it doesn't emit light, so you can hide pretty well as well with it.
Yeah, it doesn't give off heat to cook or
Yep.
cause damage, and it doesn't give off light.
So I like to think it's probably just like a stone that looks like embers, just like dim embers,
Just
but
dim.
it produces plenty of warmth for the night. Okay. So you all rest, you all settle in. The night passes. Urge does not wake you up, doesn't make a fuss of anything. Seems like it's a pretty quiet night. You're all able to regain HP if you were down it. For Frampton, that would also apply to non-lethal. So if you had lethal damage, that heals in tandem with non-lethal damage. So both of those. And this is your level plus your con.
Okay.
So reduce your non-lethal by that much, increase your normal HP by that much, up to your max.
Well, I
And
guess
you
I
guys-
didn't.
Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was about to say, you know, if I thought about it after the fact, because I have spell slots, I would have cast Cure Light Wounds for whoever needed it.
Sure. Yeah, you can expend the rest of
Oh,
your spells
those-
if you had prepared Cure Light Wounds. Oh no, you're a spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can use the rest of your spell slots, and I don't think anybody was wounded enough that it would have been
No.
outside
I
of your
asked,
healing capabilities.
Because I think Justin was the only one, or Frampton was. I'll ask Herge and Falafel.
Yep,
Forgot he's
Herge,
with
Herge
us.
is good. Herge is good. Vardalil has been healed up. He only has 11 hit points, so
I was only
Okay.
down 5, so one thing will bring
Yeah.
me up easy enough.
All right, so
so-
this is just from the heal. So I guess Aaidan, you good?
Yeah.
oh, you're using your wand, not your spells.
No, I'm just rolling it, just 'cause it's the same as Cure Light Wounds.
He's actually
Cure,
higher.
Cure Light Wounds would go off of your caster level. The wand goes off of minimum.
So it'd be
Oh.
1d8 plus 5.
So if you were casting your
Oh,
spell,
you're right.
it would
click
actually
doesn't
be
do it?
11, not 7.
Oh no, it doesn't. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Still, add
So
4
I guess
to
it's
that.
adding 1, so I add 4 more to that. You're right.
Yeah, so 11, plenty to bring Aaidan up.
And Frampton, I think he was the only other one who took damage.
Yeah, Frampton had 12 non-lethal, and I don't know how much lethal damage he had, but
He's fine.
okay, yeah. So
Doing,
Frampton's good to
you
go.
doing good there,
and-
buddy? You need another good old pat in the back?
I'm feeling much better. Much better.
Like tippy top better?
Tippy top.
All right, I like tippy top.
If you were to arbitrarily assign a number of hit points to your total vitality, and then you were going to describe your current state. About how many hit points of a total would you have? If you were just thinking about your life force that way.
I mean, I was thinking about my life force. Probably like I don't know, like 37. I think would be the arbitrary, completely unrelatable.
Right.
Give
with
you,
no basis.
You hear a nearby tree say, I'd say 67.
Kieran kind of sweats when he says that. More than twice what I have.
Yeah, I've got a 17 con,
Oh,
21
my.
dex, 20 strength. I'm all around
You're pretty beastly
Actually-
individual.
If
I would
yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Give yourself
I'll
a
work on my
challenge
stats.
rating. What challenge rating would you give yourself?
Oh, that's hard to say. I might say a 6, maybe.
Oh, I thought it would be higher than that, but
No, just a 6.
67 is
Don't
not that
anger
much.
the. Yeah, you might not want to anger the beastly force guy over here.
Yeah.
But if I were to give myself kind of a computational number for hit points, I would say around about 44.
That's a lot for a bard. Holy cow. You did
Well,
well.
you know, a lot of that comes with a lot of sitting and nutrition. You know, get some extra fluff on the gut. That absorbs some damage. I mean, not like DR, but you know.
damage reduction from blubber.
Damage reduction fluff.
Kieran feels his washboard abs and he says, that explains a lot then.
His washboard abs.
Washboard
I'm too chiseled. That's the problem.
I don't have enough fluff, that's why I only have 30.
that's why I keep
Yeah,
rolling
actually,
natural
it's ripped.
ones.
Yeah, but Hurge is a really interesting stat block there. He could have been doing like deadly aim, rapid shot, so he could get 3 attacks if he wanted to. So
Yeah,
he's a
with
really
21
accomplished
dex.
archer.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of damage there.
Very accomplished archer.
You said 21 dex and how much strength?
21 dex, 20 strength.
Wow, so he doesn't.
Think of the
so
loot we could have
yeah,
gotten.
yeah. Forget. Dex to damage. Just have both at 20. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Does he have washboard abs with a 20 strength?
So,
That
I
you
have
were thinking
washboard
about.
flaps.
Washboard.
well, I mean, you can
flat.
see his. I can move you back, and you can see his picture again, and you can determine for yourself if you think he does.
You
no.
can't quite tell, but probably not.
He has
Oh,
a
his shirt
funny
is-
shaped head.
Yeah, it might be a little billowy.
What's going on with his
Yes.
head?
You guys saying this out loud? Because I don't think I would appreciate that.
No, we're casting message trade.
No, we're using the crystal spindles. It's a minor artifact, which means we can telepathically communicate with no bearing in reality. Look it up.
So, the morning comes. You all wake up, healed, revigorated. What's the plan? Are you going straight to the fort? Are you taking Hurge with you? Or are you
No.
taking Vardlel with you?
Waking up as early in the morning as possible, heading to the fort, and Vardavel, he can do whatever he wants. Hurge, we'll tell him we'll come back and help him with the trees when we have time.
Okay.
Great. Now we have a side quest.
Okay, yeah.
We don't-
So,
Time for side quest.
Vardlel will actually say, he says, these wood giants, every once in a while, elves and wood giants, they get along, so I think I might stick with this guy, see if we can chat a bit. I won't be mentioning my profession, but...
Aren't you a lumberjack?
Shut up.
I'm. Wait, so
I
we found
am
you were
a
cutting down trees.
traveling merchant
Yeah,
here
you sell wood.
here to help maintain the growth of the forest. Future
Frampton, you got
planning
it
and
all.
all.
Yeah.
If you know
Frampton, you got it
anything
all
about-
wrong. He is a tree trimming specialist, and that's how we gonna leave it.
Yes, I would care for the trees, make sure that new ones were planted so that it all was good, and yes.
Pretty sure
Okay.
he was burning down a tree when we met him.
Let's just
Definitely
say,
was not doing that. He
I'm
is a
glad-
liar.
I'm glad this party doesn't have the defoliant or the stump remover anymore because we had a lot of things for destroying nature.
So
Um,
Vardalel will stick with Hurge.
Aaidan
He'll-
will give a sideways glance to Hurge as if to be like, "Is that gonna be fine?"
Hurge says, "Oh, I've met an elf or two before. Generally speaking, they're pretty nice folk. I haven't met one in a long time, but I'm
There you
sure
go.
I'll
Now you
get
got somebody you
along
can
with
talk to, and he's nuts too.
Yeah. I'll talk to him, and well, maybe he'll help me with clearing out all the ash out of this forest, and we'll start
It's a great idea.
replanting.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. Tree removal. That's what he's all about.
Yeah. So they'll stay behind, and you guys wake up very early in the morning, and begin to head towards Fort Riston, I assume.
Correct.
Okay. I'll move you back onto this main map here.
Only Gozra is the only nature god that Aaidan might know, right? I think. There's nobody else that's prominent in your mythos.
Yeah, Erastil
Oh yeah, or the Green
is
Faith.
Gozer, I feel like I've heard that name. Nope.
No.
No
Yeah.
recollection. No.
Gozra,
recollection.
Godra's
Nope.
domain does not fit here as well, though. The wind and sea. But he's still the god of duality and nature.
Never heard of him.
But anyways,
So, you guys begin traveling. You go for, let's say you wake up at you went to bed fairly early. So we'll say you woke up at 6, got around, so you head out at 7. So maybe dim lighting for the first hour or two of travel, but nothing too bad. You start heading in the direction that you want to go. Have the party roll a survival check to see how quickly you're able to find this fort.
I would have cast Deadeye Lore right when we were leaving,
Sure.
and then I will help roll survival. I think I didn't. You got
Again,
a pretty
you
good
can-
one, so I guess I can help.
You can aid one
I'm
person or all roll separately.
Yeah,
I'm aiding everybody.
I'm gonna aid.
So Kieran successfully aids, Jessup successfully aids with a natural 20.
Jessup stealths with a natural 20.
Oh,
Sorry. That's not right
yeah.
at all.
Well, hey, guess what? Joke's on you. It's the same.
Yeah.
survival, you said?
Yes.
My survival is actually a +6, so it would have also been a 26.
Sure, yeah. And with Deadeye Lore, you guarantee a Oh no, that's with the +4, so you wouldn't.
We can take 10,
Right.
No, you can't. I won't let you take 10 on this one.
Okay. Have to track more for hobgoblins
Yep.
and stuff.
+2, minimum 20 with other circumstantial bonuses. So within about an hour of looking around, you find a track, a series of tracks that you follow for about half an hour. So you left at 7, found the tracks at 8. It's about 8:30 when you see in the distance, the near distance, because again, this is the thing when you can't see terribly far. So you see in the near distance a structure. And I will reveal it on this big map here.
Oh,
My.
yes.
You've located Fort Riston.
That's huge.
Is that the wrong fort though? Because that's J Fort Riston.
Yes. You were looking for Fort Riston, but you found the neighboring J Fort Riston.
Yeah,
Jay.
the sister fort. Yeah, no,
I did.
Oh, yes, you found a sister fort. The true fort is all the way all over there on the other side of the mountain.
It's like, oh, you were going to just Fort Riston. Oh, totally wrong direction. We get confused very often. A lot of people forget the J in front of our J Fort Riston. Anyways, you guys make it there, and you see that you get a little bit closer so you can see the whole fort. You see Fort Riston is constructed from weathered blocks of smooth gray stone. The exterior walls look to be 3 feet thick from where you're standing. And you can see that the mortar between the stones is discolored by a dark, tenacious mold, and creeping vines crawl up the fort's exterior, particularly in the deep shadows between the western towers. The walls look to be about 15 feet tall. There are 4 towers. Actually, you only see 3 towers. Each tower is 45 feet tall and topped with crenellated battlements. So what you see from the front, you're kind of coming from the front here. 2 massive towers on the western side of this fort are connected by a high wall with a gatehouse festooned in ivy. Mushrooms blossom amid ferns along the ground. The wooden double door of the gatehouse is banded with iron, but one door stands slightly ajar. And I'll move you to the Fort Riston map.
Oh boy.
This map will have a compass in the bottom right and it has a relative drawing of the fort in the top right. You
Is that
can
etched
see
into the ground?
what?
That it's like traced in the dirt?
The compass?
It's
Yes.
compass?
Oh, the compass?
Yeah, and it's drawing.
Yes. Yeah, it's somebody just drew it.
We can see those in the sand. It's weird.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, so here.
Yeah, so you would be coming on that side, yes. So in the top right, you can see a front view of the fort. So it looks like there should be 4 towers, but one of them appears to be maybe collapsed. And you're standing right in front of the 2 front towers and then the gate in front of them.
Do we notice any signs of life or activity?
Go ahead and roll perception checks.
And is it visible to us that the gate is ajar, or is that just the map?
Yeah, you can clearly see that the one door is slightly ajar.
I'm gonna keep Forest on for now. Tell me when to take it off, like when we're too far into building.
Yeah, as soon as you enter the fort, turn that off. As long as you're outside of it, you're good.
Would that be urban at that point?
Yes, technically.
I would rule it as such because it's a constructed building.
Interesting.
That's the wrong
Okay.
one. Sorry,
That's a survival.
Yep.
Goodness.
Nice.
I
Okay.
should have just been like, oh, it's just 20.
So- With a DC 5,
Oh my.
you hear a lot.
The
It
of
sounds like
battle.
there is a veritable festival going on inside this fort. There is cheering and carousing and raucous celebration of all sorts and kind. I was gonna have. So, what languages does everybody speak?
Goblin and Common.
Okay.
Common,
Oh, and
Elven,
Varisian.
Undercommon.
I meant to do that.
Okay.
Parisian is a bonus language because of your rule change, your home rule.
Okay. So some of this celebration, you can hear occasional yells of common. Occasionally, though, once you've started to listen in on this, Jessup, you actually notice that there's some Sylvan thrown in there. There's common and Sylvan going on in this celebration as they're yelling out. Some of them are like yelling curses, others are just cheering on for whatever's going on.
What
But
did they
there's
curse?
a what?
What did they curse?
I can't say on the podcast. It's
It's pretty bad. Some bad words.
yeah. So to paint this picture, you're looking at the front. You see the gate is slightly ajar, and it looks like the one tower in the back might be collapsed. So you don't know exactly what's happened. You could always go around the side if you wanted to take a look at it, but right now you're in the front. So yes, Aaidan.
I'm suspicious. Can I roll a wisdom check or a sense motive or a will save to disbelieve the illusion? Does it sound
No.
like real people partying?
Sounds like real something.
Hey, I understand a couple of languages being thrown around here. Why don't you guys just hang back here for a second? Let me just kind of take a little stroll up here, cautiously. And this time I'll actually roll stealth.
You said there's a collapsed part somewhere?
Yes. If you're looking on the map, I'm pinging what looks to be a collapsed area. So if you were to like circle around, you could get a better view of that if you so desired. In the meantime, Jessup, you are stealthing up, so you get close to the door. It's not ajar enough that you could look in, but you are closer so you can listen if you would like to roll a new perception check.
Sure. Can I take a 20 on the perception, or?
If you want to wait for a couple minutes, yeah, you can take 20.
As
What
long
does
as
that get you?
See if there's a rush, but 24.
24. Okay, so that exceeds the DC by just 5. So roll me 1d6. 2. Okay. So you're kind of listening, and it's kind of like hit or miss whether it's Sylvan or common, but in this case you hear in Sylvan a voice say, "We need more hobgoblins to redden up the courtyard rocks. I know Hulk let the red caps in the northeast tower borrow a few, but I don't think they're fool enough to kill him against Hulk's say-so." And roll a d5.
Frampton.
A 1. So you hear a different voice, this time in common, says, Hulk Grunglechild a brute, but he's doing a fine job as first drinker of the Red Rock Revel. I cheer every time he comes out on the balcony with a command to open another cask. May the revel never end.
Do I know who these redcaps are?
I do.
You can roll a knowledge, I believe, nature
I hope they're
at the hearing of a redcap to see if you know what a redcap is.
Did you really get me some?
I do, but 10.
So you might have heard of what they are, but you don't. It might have just been in passing. You're not able to identify much about what a redcap necessarily is.
So what was the person that said in Sylvan? What were they referencing about the hobgoblin?
The first one said, we need some more hobgoblins to redden up the courtyard rocks. I know Hulk let the redcaps in the northeast tower borrow a few, but I don't think they're fool enough to kill him against Hulk's say-so.
They have a Hulk.
It's not good.
It's a CR rating on a Hulk.
39.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I guess based on conversation, then, am I alluding that these are people who are talking are not rangers?
Doesn't sound like it. Their voices are a little high-pitched and kind of, like, jittery. Definitely sounds like somebody's drunk. Like, super drunk. So it I'll leave it up to you to infer, but it might not necessarily sound like something rangers should be doing when they might have been given an order to all foxes to their hole type of a thing. It seems weird.
Yeah, I'll kind of move silent back. I don't. Do you want me to roll again, or
No, I'll leave the 21
Okay.
from before.
come back? So, yeah, there's some people chit-chatting in there. I'm not really sure they're rangers in there, but they're talking Sylvan and talking about a Hulk and hobgoblins and such. I'm not sure. And that the door's cracked, which is, just mildly suspicious. And a scale of 1 to 10, that's probably a 1. That's bad.
You're saying they were talking about hobgoblins, or were they talking to hobgoblins?
Referencing them.
As in, like, they're working together with them, or they're...
Is that what it sounded like, Jason?
It's up to you to infer from what they said.
Hey,
I'm
I
not-
know from what Jason said, it sounds like they're killing hobgoblins and using their blood to redden up the stones, is what I understood it as. But...
Yeah, they're
Maybe.
painting the town red.
Yeah, well, I just repeat exactly what they say, and then...
Okay, yep.
Do you repeat everything?
Yeah. I mean, I do it all in common for you guys.
What?
Yep, so I read I'm sorry. I read the one twice. The other one I'll read again. Hulk Grundlechar is a brute, but he's doing a fine job as first drinker of the Red Rock Revel. I cheer every time he comes out on the balcony with a command to open another cask. May the revel never end. So that was the other one that he heard.
Kind of sounds like they're getting a little tipsy in there.
What's a red cap?
So with a 26 knowledge nature, you are able to identify red cap. Let me just look at what the DC would be.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you identify it and get exactly 2 pieces of information. So red caps embody both capriciousness and sadism. These stumpy, misanthropic fey freaks exist seemingly to indulge in blissful bloodletting and self-indulgent slaughter. Like prune-faced, angry old men, they mollycoddle their own inefficiencies and miseries in gore. Redcaps are most widely recognized for their long woolen caps, which they drench in the blood of their victims. Rumors and fairy stories abound concerning rituals and the cultural significance of their blood-soaked caps, though the practice likely evolved as an easy way for the brutish runs to create both fear and spectacle. Redcaps typically stand only 3 feet tall, with twisted frames, pointed ears, and long white beards. They dress in soiled leather armor and wear oversized iron-shod boots that make a distinctive clanging when they run. You know they are neutral evil small fae. And you can get 2 specific pieces of information if you so desire.
I know about them because I've listened to podcasts where they play against them. So just tell me what you think would be fun for Aaidan to know.
You know that as they have DR, specifically DR10 cold iron. And one more piece of information, you know that they are pretty iconic for wielding scythes that are sized for medium creatures.
And they're small.
And they are small.
So they would take a -2 for using them?
But they do not.
Interesting.
Scythes are no joke.
For those of you who don't know, that is, just like a gunslinger, a ×4 critical. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. ×4 critical. No brainer.
Those are the days.
Just happy I learned a new word today.
What's that?
Prune face?
Mollycoddle.
Yeah.
Is that a good word?
Yeah, there were a couple good words in that paragraph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just learned a new word. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's what you learn.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, they're bad
Gonna lie.
news. He relays all that.
You said they're Fae. So what are Fae doing at a ranger fort?
Maybe they're ranges.
Well, you would know more than I would. I don't know much about these rangers. It's possible, I guess.
It was kind of a joke.
Aaidan shakes his head.
Fae wouldn't be rangers. But there are all kinds of Fae in the forest. I have heard stories of them in the Fangwood. But
Sounds like these Fae are not good ones, though.
No, they are not good ones. Do you know what Fae are?
And does Aaidan? As far as being from the first world and all that stuff.
I feel like just living in
heard
this
stories.
world, you'd have a general understanding of what different creatures are.
With your role, you've definitely heard of Fae. Probably Father Nolan would have maybe taught you a little bit when you were in town. He probably is the one who had stories about these Redcap, and that's probably why you know so much about them.
And the Blight, if I'm not mistaken, is also Fae related, right? That's like a dark.
You haven't even the slightest of faintest of ideas about the Blight.
Oh, that's right, because it's Theros, and he never even brought it
You
up.
have you don't. That's not a word you even know. You don't know what Blight is.
Gotcha. That was just.
It's a general word.
That's
Yeah,
just.
I mean, you know he might have mentioned it, but you don't know anything about it whatsoever.
Right.
Well, I don't know if I like the idea of just going through the front door. Do you think we should try to circle around and see if there's another entrance? It certainly doesn't sound like friendly inside.
I'll see if
Yeah, I guess my thoughts are, don't really want to budge in the front door. Definitely don't want to be attacked by any of these Fae, Redcap, sadomasochists or whatnot. But I think we should try to sneak around because, what if there are actual rangers in there? I'm captive, of course, or use as sacrifices or whatever they do.
Aaidan nods, and if he loops around with a stealth check to that broken tower, that's over here. I don't know what's beyond this black wall.
Yeah, I'll reveal some of that area here. It's just that's the other edge of the tower there. So you can go around that corner and kind of, and as you get around the corner, you can see that it looks like the wall has just been collapsed, and the tower is all collapsed as well. So it looks like these maybe had like 3 stories to these towers. The top 2 have been caved in, and they're like collapsed onto the first floor there.
So to hand wave some of it away, we've been traveling for a bit of time, so I am assuming he'll know a little bit about each of the parties' capabilities, and he'll know that Frampton has proved himself capable with stealth. Aaidan is also not incompetent at stealth, so I think he'll suggest that the 2 of them loop around, maybe try to attempt some climb checks and get a look or advantage, but hopefully be undetected if possible.
Well, we know how climb checks are with Frampton. I'm just saying.
Right.
Because if he looks down, how tall or easily climbable does that broken wall look like? Is it like rubble that
So,
you could walk up it, or do you have to climb?
So the walls of this fort, so like talking about like the good fort walls, so like these areas that haven't collapsed.
Yeah.
Those are, I believe I said 15 feet tall, and looking at them, you'd be able to determine that it would probably be somewhere around, I'll just tell you, DC 20 to climb these walls. The collapsed bit isn't really even a climb check. You'd just be
just walk
scaling a pile of rubble, basically.
Yeah, scrambling, not even climbing.
I can check, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the crumpled stone is DC 15. Sorry, so it would be DC 15 to climb on any of these crumpled areas.
Okay.
Because it's a pile of stone. But yeah, it's up to you. What you want to do? You could try to climb the wall and just peek in over.
How does that sound to everyone?
Fine
Yeah.
by me.
All right, so that's what he'll do.
Okay.
Snake along the edge, and then begin climbing. But he doesn't want to like poke his head out. You know what I mean? He just wants to get up to it.
Okay. So you start going over there. Is Frampton following him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys start making it up to the base of the rubble. You guys can both hit a DC 15, I assume, if
Yeah.
you take 10. Roll me stealth checks. With a -2 penalty because of the crumpled stone. It is very difficult to be quiet with all of this stone here. Okay. So you guys are climbing, and you make it just a little bit in. So I am going to move Aaidan back to here, Frampton to behind him. You make it that far, and just seemingly out of nowhere in the rubble, a figure kind of pops up, almost like out of the ground. And he says, "Oh, I found him! I found intruders!" He says, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to get taken off guard duty if I do well here.
I'm gonna try to like cover up his mouth and hush him up.
Well, you're going to have to roll initiative.
Yeah, I figure. But that's what it'll do.
Oh boy.
Are we all rolling initiative? Or?
Yeah, everybody's going to be rolling initiative, yeah.
Perception to notice him, or are we just
So
gonna act it?
I didn't. Nope, you didn't notice him. He like came up out of the stone almost.
Okay.
So Aaidan rolled an 18. Just get all this entered. Frampton rolled a 17. Kieran rolled a 10, and Jessup rolled an 18. Who has the higher modifier? Jessup has a 7. So he goes first. So I'll make him a 19. So, I will move these guys to the layer that you're at. You see one there, and one there.
Oh my.
Can you blow them up?
Look like they're from
That's what you're
Fraggle
looking
Rock.
at.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Oh my.
They're like garden gnomes, like evil brothers.
Yep.
They're
Are they wearing
like
kilts?
little. They're wearing kilts. Oh
So-
dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
So I'm gonna have them get a surprise round because they have an ability called Stone Stride, which is like Tree Stride,
Yeah. There's no.
where they just pop up, and it's really hard to see them when they're not even visible. But they know you're there. So he pops up in his surprise round, and like he said, he shouts out, he's like, "Oh, I found intruders, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna get taken off guard duty if I do well here, and I'll return back to the Red Rock Revel." And he is going to, on his turn, he is just gonna do a attack against Aaidan. Actually, no. He's going to do Stunning Laugh. So his standard action, he is going to, as he yells all that out, he is going to start manically laughing. And I need both of you, Frampton and Aaidan, to roll me fortitude saves as this burst of laughter just...
Thank God you didn't say will.
Okay. 7 from Frampton, 21 from Aaidan. Frampton, as he starts yelling and bellowing out this laughter, it hits your ears, and you just start to get, like, your mind goes blank almost for a second. You are stunned for 1 round.
Okay.
That is his surprise round. The other one, he is going to... did I just... No, okay, sorry. I thought I moved the map. the other one is going to pop up as well and 5-foot step over, and he's going to look at the other man. No, it's me. I don't want to be here any longer than you do. And he's going to start laughing like crazy. And Aaidan, I need you to roll me a fortitude save. I'm not going to ask Frampton. He's already stunned. Why do another one? 15? DC 14. So, Aaidan, you hear these two creatures just bellowing out this crazy, stunning laughter, but you're able to maintain your faculties. And we're on to round 1. And it is 10:30, so we can, if you would like, hold off on this combat until the beginning of next session. Start off right at round 1. Or if you guys want, we can go a little bit further. Doesn't matter to me. I don't have anywhere to go tomorrow in the morning, so...
I'd like to keep going, but if we wanted to stop, I'm fine.
I'd prefer to stop for the night.
All
If
right.
that's all right, guys.
That's
I gotta
fine.
get up early and be at a
Yep.
customer in the morning.
Easy.
no problem.
I was not going to meet with a customer, but also was going to go to work early, so.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
We'll stop it there. Next round, it'll be top of the round. We'll go with Jessup, so keep that in mind, and we will see how this combat goes next week.
Awesome.
Awesome. Anybody who tuned in, thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed our return to Iron Fang as much as we have. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else you find podcasts. Thank you so much.
See ya.